Excellent.
You don't know what you're doing.
Welcome to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Nothing. This is going to be a very fun episode. Also a very tiring episode, but whatever. We'll bring the energy at some point. Don't you worry. But we got so much to break down today. We're going to talk WereWolf by Night. We're going to talk our weekend at New York Comic Con. We're going to talk House of Dragons. We're going to talk Titans, Doom Patrol, the whole nine. All right, guys? We got so much to break down for you. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. After we introduce our panel, starting off with Trevon. What's up, Trevon?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I can't wait to hear about all your shenanigans at Comic-Con. So,
one way to put it.
When Trevon texted me that, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be so upset when we tell him how essentially, to a degree, boring it was. Like, and I don't mean boring like there wasn't anything to do. I mean boring in the sense of it wasn't as much craziness as you would think it was, you know?
okay.
Mainly because, like I said, me and Juwaan have been doing this long enough now to where we pick our spots. we pick our spots, get in, get out, we're on our way home. So that's why I said the fun we were going to have this year was seeing you, Sabrina, AJ, Jayla, Jamie, you guys' first year as official press, and how you just, you know, consume all of it. So that was going to be our fun, you know, taking photos and stuff together. But as far as we're concerned, it's always a working event for us. So we go there essentially to work, you know? So it's like when we have our interviews and stuff, that's the pockets of fun we're able to have. Because outside of that, it is just chaos walking around in that Javits Center. We lost AJ like 15 times.
We lost AJ before we got there.
We lost AJ. When we found this guy, we were just like, bro, we gotta put some kind of bell on you or something. You get lost so easy.
You take an air tag.
Yes.
Bro,
Trevon, it got so bad, bro, that it was just like, bro, like, do I have to get like a baby Bjorn and throw you in there and just carry you around? You won't stop getting
You
lost.
should have shared your location.
What did
I
walk
told him
into?
to, and he wouldn't. No, we were just talking to Trevon about New York Comic Con this past weekend, and it was AJ's first year there, and he just got lost religiously. We literally left the cafe together, right? And I'm like, all right, y'all, let's take a photo. And we all get together, and we're like, the fuck is AJ? So I call him, and he's like, y'all not upstairs? AJ, we were literally just together. How did you get upstairs? Like, nobody else went that way. Where'd you go? Oh, my bad. I'm like, oh, my goodness gracious, man. But no, AJ had fun. Sabrina had fun.
Especially if it
go
was
ahead, Didge. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, was it his first con in general?
No, I don't think so. But also New York Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con.
I was gonna say are also insane.
Yeah, it's a bit, you know how it is, bitch.
I understand it.
Please do. Our Game of Thrones
that's right.
reviews have been epic here, so yeah. We won't start with it, so make sure you hop back on it.
That was why I was so late rendering.
Gotcha.
That's why I was so late rendering stuff. I was watching Bleach.
God damn it!
Where were you watching it at?
Hulu, right?
Hulu.
It's on
Disney
Hulu.
Plus.
Okay.
It's on both, right? On his Disney Plus and Hulu.
It's on Disney Plus internationally.
I don't know. I thought Disney Plus was
International.
Yeah, because internationally they don't have a Hulu.
Yeah.
Right.
They always be looking over at us like, I don't know what that is.
They have a star over there.
Right.
Everywhere else. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with
but that's still
WereWolf.
inside the Disney Plus.
Right, it's still inside the one thing.
Shit.
We're gonna start with WereWolf by Night that dropped last Friday. It was Marvel's special presentation, directed by Giancarlo, not him. Michael Giacchino, who is a composer now turned director, which I thought was just like, huh? Like, did you run out of people up there? But
He's
no,
like,
he
"I've
did a
been watching
phenomenal
y'all
job.
enough. I can do it."
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly what it felt like. Like, he was like, I've seen how this gets done. You know, I saw Taika not really try. I think I could do this.
Stop.
But Werewolf by Night
Starting early. Yikes.
It premiered and it was, I think it was every bit, I think it lived up to every bit of hype that a lot of the media was giving it. It was very brutal when it needed to be. It was very fun when it needed to be. I like that they didn't give you an option of black and white in color. Because I remember saying, if I got an option, I'm watching that shit in color. I feel like I miss too much when it's in black or white. Like, if you have paintings and stuff like that, like, I see it better when it's in color. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't really.
Oh, there was an option?
No. There wasn't. I'm saying if there was, I would have selected color, but they didn't give us an option. There was no option. There wasn't one.
I was going to say, I definitely would have chose.
100%. 100%.
And that's what they know. That's what they know. That's what they say.
So the producer was saying a lot of it was supposed to kind of feel a little bit like Wizard of Oz. Was essentially seeing the world in black and white and then watching it become color as you see the main which was okay, this was very weird, but shout out to Mike. What's up, Mike? I should have forced Mike to join in. That's what I should have did. I should have
It's always an option.
Should have forced him to.
He's sitting there. So
no, he is. The link's being sent to him now. Don't you worry. No, but I mean, I very much liked it.
There you go.
Trevon, I want to start off with you because I know you had this mindset when you watched Multiverse of Madness that very much was a Wanda movie, right? Albeit we understand that was your bias, right? But I do want to ask you here because I do think it's apropos. Did this kind of feel like it was Elsa's show featuring Werewolf by Night? Because to me, I didn't know the premise of the show, right? I thought from the first trailer it was obviously just, monster hunters coming together. I didn't know that they were coming together because of the passing of her father, and it was essentially like a bloodline thing. She was trying to lay claim to her bloodline. So kind of the more you get to kind of see it, clearly it's Werewolf by Night show because you see them the most. But she felt just as important.
Yes, she did.
How did you like our introduction to Elsa Bloodstone?
Oh, I love her. She's one of my favorites now. But see, for me, I knew nothing about this. I just okay, it's Werewolf by Night. They showed this guy at the very beginning. I'm assuming he's the werewolf. I honestly did not know. I didn't know who the casting was. I didn't look up any of that. So I didn't know who was going to be that or who, whatever. So when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm learning all of this. I don't know what the Bloodstone is. I didn't know what it could do. Like what she said, the protection and the strength. I said, okay, all right. Let's get into that, whatever that is. So and then she said like a little incantation with it. I said, okay, so some magic with it as well. Let's do that. Yes. Pull me in. I was having a good time with it. I thought it was really funny when he was there to basically save the monster. At first, so Harry Potter's really ingrained in me. I'm sorry, I don't know. So while I was watching,
I get it.
And when he came in and they were like 100 kills, and the way he was acting so nervous, I was like, "Are you a fraud, Gilderoy Lockhart? Is that you? Like you took the kills from other people and you didn't really do it." Because the way he was acting, he was real scary. I was like, okay. I was like, maybe.
But you get why, right?
Yeah, he's a monster himself. Okay. Yeah,
right. He's not a monster hunter. So all of his kills have come from being the monster, not killing monsters. So I thought that was very cool that he was kind of just like, 100, sure. Like, I guess, not really a monster hunter.
I was like, how do y'all not, how y'all get tricked?
Hey, y'all don't verify that?
Like, for real, where you getting this counter from?
Like he
you
just
not
came
seeing
in
his
when they say, "Hey, I
skills?
killed 100 people."
And they're just like, oh, okay. It's like, I just need to say words. That's really all that
Right.
needs to be done.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the like relationship they were making, and then he did the attacker. I said, "Oh, he didn't kill you. That's nice." Like, I
Well,
like
I
that.
I did like that mainly, Trevon, because I think to me what it showcased was all the killings he has done has been unwarranted, right? So this is probably one of the very few times he's actually known that it was coming enough to be able to control to tell her, hey, let me smell you, keep eye contact, you'll be fine, right? And I love how essentially her breaking through to the werewolf was the same way she was able to break through to Man-Thing. It was the idea of not treating them like a monster, treating them like a person. Because remember, the werewolf was about to snap down on her till she touched his face, and in that he felt human and not like a monster. And that's when I think he was like, okay.
Kind of feel like Man-Thing didn't attack her because she knew his name. She was like, Ted. He was like, what?
Yes,
he
he was
was
shocked.
like,
I
Yes.
definitely thought
like,
that.
He was shocked.
He was
100%.
like, how you know that?
100%. He was shocked.
Yeah.
But also, hearing his name is what attaches him to being a human.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the gateway, because a lot of people don't know his name, right?
Yeah,
they look at him as a monster. So that's why when he hears it, he's like, oh, okay, I can trust you. Okay, all right. Okay.
And whatever he was doing to them, like electric sharing them, I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I was like, woo.
Essentially, yeah.
Electric sharing you.
That's what he was like. That's what it looked like. Like, it was crazy.
It did.
Yeah, that was scary. I was like, damn, what you touch me? Shit. Look,
So,
cool.
Because I know, Trevon, your biggest thing
Ted was out here doing a lot.
He was doing a lot. I know for you, a lot of Moon Knight wasn't violent enough.
Yeah.
Did this kind of scratch that itch of violence for you?
I did want to see it in color when I saw the blood splattering and shit. Like, he ripped the air off. And I was like, damn, I wish I could have saw that. Like, but I get it. It's fine. It's fine.
But you know that's why they were able to do the blood, is that it wasn't black and white. So, to me, I thought that worked perfectly. I thought everything blended so well. I think the biggest issue, if not the only issue I had with this special presentation was, that's it. You know? No. That was it. Once it ended, that's it.
Oh,
for me, it was like, I was okay with it because I didn't know what to expect. But once I saw it and it was so good, I'm like, well, damn, that was it. Can I get it? Can I get a follow up? Like,
I did it like it's only an hour. Damn,
yeah, that was a disappointing. Like, at least with the Guardians special, we know a Guardians movie follows up, right? But with this, it's like, damn, like, you know that.
We'll see him again, but when
we know that, right? And to me, the waiting part isn't even the bad part. It's the idea of how well done it was.
Yeah. That
it essentially made up one episode. So it's like, now that it's over, it's like, damn, man, which this was a series, because you guys really had something here with this.
I think it could have been a series.
You don't think if it's popular enough that they don't be like, well, maybe we do more?
I don't know, because remember, they're trying to take things now and figure out how to structure them differently. So this might just be a Halloween special they revisit every year.
That is true.
You know,
he better be in more than Halloween specials.
Oh no! He won't just be in Halloween specials. But I'm saying, I don't think him nor Elsa would get their own series unless Midnight Suns becomes a series. If it becomes a series, then that's how they'll get a series. But if not, it'll just be in whatever movies they do Midnight Suns wise. Like Elsa, you know, not saying she will, but you could make an argument. Elsa could be utilized in the next Doctor Strange movie. She could be utilized the next time we see Moon Knight. She could be utilized in Blade. Elsa is kind of a character that you could see anywhere. No, go ahead, Trevon. I'm sorry.
The first thing I thought when he touched the stone and it blew him back, I didn't understand at first, but then I was like, oh, monsters can't touch it. And then I immediately thought about Blade. I was like, can Blade touch it? I just thought about that. I was like, he's a monster technically, so I was like, can he touch it? I also want to know that. I want to know that.
He is.
So,
I'm not really sure.
Curious about that.
I'm not really sure
I want to see them
because-
interact. Now I really want to see them interact. Like, I don't know.
Well, let me ask our monsters expert, Joel. Do you consider, because we know Blade is a half-breed, we know that, but I don't think you can consider a werewolf a half-breed, because usually most werewolves in that lore are humans turned into werewolves. You know, so I think they're considered full-breed monsters. They're not half-breed, so Blade would be a half-breed, so I don't know if it would affect him the way that it does a full-breeded
But isn't
monster.
werewolves
Not
most of the
monster.
time human though? Like,
Say it
he
again?
touched- most werewolves are most of the time human. He touched it when he was human.
But I'm
So,
saying a werewolf, him being the werewolf is always. It's
Still
just
cursed.
a matter of when it comes out.
Still cursed.
He's
yeah.
always a werewolf. You know what I'm saying? But with Blade, it's like, as the Gym, I think that, you know what it would be,
Blade is
Trevon?
cursed too. He still
he
has
is
the
always
cursed.
a
weakness.
vampire.
He still has the weakness. He still has the bloodlust.
That is true. That is true. You might have the Gym going, I don't know what the fuck this guy is, so I don't know.
He can walk in the daylight. You know, he probably ages normal. Maybe, probably not.
I don't think so.
But
I don't think
he,
so.
He
'Cause
definitely.
we've never
still
seen
has-
a comic book where he was old.
Yeah, but like most of the time, it's set in modern day. We'll know. You know,
That's fair.
but that might
That's
change.
It may. But yeah, that's a really good question, Trevon. I'm glad you asked that, because I don't know. I'll say that. I'm not sure. I'm not. Because we know it would have affected Man-Thing 100%.
Yeah.
We know it
Yeah.
affected Werewolf 100%. That's really all the monsters we got right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like-
Doctor
right?
Strange would turn
Monster.
stuff
Yeah.
into
Doctor Strange is
monsters and
sorcerer.
use monsters.
He
Wait,
might
say it
be
again,
now that
Trevon?
it's corrupted.
Remember,
Yeah, he might be
Remember
considered-
Doctor Strange would use monsters all the time. Maybe
Oh, you're talking about What If?
No, I'm talking about in the movie when he was kept using different monster limbs and different things to attack. Remember, remember like the snakes when he threw them at Wanda and everything. He was using monsters to do things. So I was like, So I'm
no,
wondering if-
that doesn't consider him.
he
a
wasn't
monster.
saying spells. Like, he
Well,
was just
those are
doing
more
it.
so. That's I think accessing a pocket of magic.
Maybe,
I don't
yeah.
think. Yeah, I don't think that'll correlate.
Um,
But I think my biggest thing will be interested in how Elsa utilizes this stone. Does she
It
wear
says
it?
strength as well. So.
Oh no, I mean more so like how does she showcase it? Will she wear it? Because it's a
She
long
better
ass
put it
thing.
on.
It's a long ass chain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how does she utilize it? Because that'll be really interesting when her and Doctor Strange meet up, and then she's like, "Oh, look at my shit," and he's like, "Oh, look at my shit." Like, oh, we got some shit around our necks. But no, I thought Michael Giacchino did a really good job with this presentation. Didge, I want to ask you, how did you like Werewolf by Night?
I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, I thought it was one of those things where I think if it's popular enough, I know they're trying to restructure everything.
Mhm.
I do think that they revisit it. And if they don't, it's kind of a disservice not to. It was a ton of fun to watch. I definitely do wish it was in color, but I get the stylization of having it in black and white. And it did make sense for what they were trying to do. So like I get it. That's just me being greedy by saying, look, I want to see the blood and everything in color, you know? Don't bleed into color at the end. Like you said,
Right.
I get the I definitely see the Wizard of Oz aspect in that. But come on, at least give me a color cut. Like give me the color cut. I don't know what you want to call it.
So we had the Snyder cut, the Ayer cut, now the color cut, right?
Right. Give me something. But for somebody who I didn't know much about Man-Thing, Elsa, Bloodstone, none of that whole aspect of Marvel, I was like, you know what? I need to dive into this. This is fun. So
I will say really quickly, Didge, and Joel, please correct me if I'm wrong anywhere in this, but for a lot of people, shut up. A lot of people that aren't that familiar with Man-Thing, his power is fueled by emotion. So anger and fear are usually what triggers his power set. And it's kind of like it's like a mix of like sludge and ooze kind of essentially that kind of just essentially like melts people away. So I know a lot of people are just like, oh, he can just use it whenever. Well, yes and kind of no. Scaring the shit out of Man-Thing would not be a smart thing to do.
That makes sense.
Not at all. Sneaking up on him, none of that is a good thing to do. It'll activate his powers. So I know a lot of people were kind of confused on like, oh, he just did it like, oh, because he could just kill her. Well, no, that was heavily influenced by his emotions in that moment when he killed
Her
her.
emotions.
Or I'm sorry, her emotions. Sorry. So emotions are what fuels his power. That was one thing I wanted to say to the audience that might not know about Man-Thing. Emotions.
If you're
is what
afraid,
fuels his power.
that shit will burn really bad.
So, and another reason why I wanted to bring that up, Didge, and I'm gonna go right back to you. I'm sorry, is because it gives more credence to when he told her, "Act as if you know him, right? Don't give any act as if you've always known him, right? Be pleasant and act as if you guys have been friends for forever." He was saying that because if you approach him and he startles you and you get scared, it could activate him to kill you. So it's like, just be calm, act as if you guys are friends, and it'll all be okay. And then make sure you say his name. That's the most important part. Like, say his name, and you'll be good. So that's why you can kind of see when she first sees him, her fear, she shuts her fear down immediately because you could see it in her eyes. And then she kind of just shuts it down and starts to slowly approach him and then say his name. And then his eyes change and he's like, okay, we're good, you know? So I just wanted to add that in, Didge. I'm sorry. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. Like I said, it's something I didn't know anything about this whole side. So any extra info is definitely helpful. But yeah, just the whole storyline. I wasn't too much of a fan of the other Monster Hunters. So I was kind of glad they got their just due.
Right.
Because, except the black dude. I was like, damn, you ain't do much. You could have stayed. But the other ones, I'm like, y'all came in annoying. y'all all came in annoying.
Hey,
so it's like
you got to give Michael Giacchino some props. Black dude died last. Well, not last, but out of the Monster Hunters, he died last.
Out of the Monster Hunters, yeah, he
Right.
definitely was the last to go. But overall, yeah, like I said, I had a good time with it. I kind of do hope that they revisit it and not just pluck the characters and put them in somewhere else. We know we'll see them in other places, but sort of see this where this goes right after this or something.
Right. And Joel, as I pass it to you, man, we are officially in the Hispanic Renaissance, Joel. It's begun. It's begun. I can't wait for Bad Bunny to pick up the baton and run.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That character is gonna be. It's gonna be so weird when we tune into whatever Spider-Man cartoon comes out, and it's just like
He shows
they're
up.
really leaning into this fucking character now. Like, because essentially it looks like he's going to become Sony's Bane, right? So they're gonna find a way to utilize him as much as possible through all mediums, and seeing him in an animation is gonna be hilarious. Like, what the fuck is this character? Like, I don't have Rhino because you wanted to use him? Oh my god. But, hey, that's the world we're living in,
You
right?
prefer the Rhino?
No, because I guarantee you once this movie comes out, I'll be fine with it. I won't care. But no, Joel, what were your thoughts on Werewolf by Night? And I want to ask you a more specific question than when I asked Trevon and Didge.
Mm-hmm.
After you give me your thoughts on the special presentation, I want you to tell me where you think Werewolf by Night or Man-Thing will pop up next.
Tough question.
That's why I asked you.
Appreciate it. Because I'd have said, I don't know.
I really like everyone. I haven't seen anyone say they haven't liked it. So far it's gotten rave reviews.
I saw one person, and it was strictly because they strictly just because it wasn't in color. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get more bitching about that. Because honestly,
he said he said he fell asleep the first time, and he said, I know it's because it was in black and white. And then he was like, when I psyched myself the second time I watched it, it was great. But he was like, I got to give it points off because it's in black and white.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do connect black and white with like at night because that's when I was growing up. All the shows I watched in black and white were at Nick and Night. Like, you know what I mean? Right before I went to bed, oh, it's time to go to sleep. This shit's got black and white. That's how shit was back then. But yeah, I really dug it. Like it was a hell of a choice to go with black and white in the first place.
Right.
And they did it. They definitely did their own thing with it. Because I don't recognize a damn thing that I saw aside from the werewolf himself. Man-Thing, who looked fucking perfect. Like exactly how you would like he looks in the book, he looks in this show. Werewolf by Night, I wasn't sure what designs they were going to go for. He definitely looks more like the classic Werewolf by Night, which I appreciate, but with their own little remix to it. But he looks great. I mean, the fact they went with prosthetics instead of going with a big CGI wolf monster, I appreciate that. Right. Elsa was great. Also, as basically our eyes into this world as we went through Elsa, who it's her legacy that was on the line. The Bloodstone belongs to that family. She should have gotten it, but because she did things differently, blah blah blah. And that Bloodstone's way bigger than I remember in the comic book. So maybe she takes a piece of it and uses it because usually she wears it on her neck, like not a necklace, but it's like a collar and it's like part of the collar.
I was gonna say, it looks like she still was having it as a necklace. It was on a chain.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll be short-lived, DIdge, only because that's how it was. That's how it was when she just got it. I think she'll alter it between now and the next time we see her. And I think the next time we see her, she will look extremely comic accurate. She'll have the gun that she now owns. She'll have the sword that she now owns.
You saw one of them because usually two guns, but you saw a sword and a gun.
Yep.
Like, that was cool.
That we now know is her family crest.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And what was really funny was the fact that I was telling you when I saw him, like, why did they make Ulysses look like Simon Belmont from Castlevania?
Right.
First half of that. See, I love that. I was like getting some Castlevania vibes.
Right.
Maybe it was just me.
That's why I'm saying the reason why I think Midnight Suns is going to be so massive for Marvel is if Elsa does. Let's say she embraces being a monster hunter, which, we were made to believe that she doesn't, right? That she hasn't leaned into the family legacy of being a monster hunter.
She thinks differently than them.
So I am curious how she views a Blade, how she views Ghost Rider, how she'll view, not saying he'll be part of the team necessarily, but we know we'll see him, messing around with them, Moon Knight. Because if you don't know what these things are, because essentially they're entities. One's an entity for the devil, one's an entity for a god, right? So it's like you could look at them and go, "You're monsters, right? Your head is on fire. I don't know what the hell you are, right? Yeah. You could be a threat."
That's why she'd be wearing whatever piece that she has, the blood, whatever. It doesn't even have to be the whole Bloodstone, even if it's a part of the Bloodstone.
A part of it, right?
Keep it close because there's a lot of
right. So we'll see it, Trevon, when she interacts with them, if they are considered monsters. But I'm wondering, Joel, if they'll take Elsa in the direction of she doesn't monster hunt in the idea of it for sport. She monster hunts in the way of keeping monsters, essentially differentiating from what's good and what's evil. So purging the bad while protecting the good. And that's why when she runs into, what will become the Midnight Suns, she has no idea if they're on either side, right? Because she could walk in and see Moon Knight beating the shit out of somebody and not knowing, well, is he doing this for good or for bad? What are you? You know what I'm saying? Ghost Rider doing the stare, so there's a lot of cool things you can do with Elsa. I know a lot of people are like, we would love to see Elsa get her own thing. I'm not against it. I just do believe that if you then start to open those floodgates, then you get the question of, well, Wong doesn't have his own thing. Wong is always tied to Doctor Strange, right? So it's like you see these certain characters that you're like, albeit they could live on their own, it opens a Pandora's box. It opens a Pandora's box of, well, then everybody will start getting their own shit. So I think Elsa might fall under the, and again, she's one of the leading female characters, so maybe you do look to do something, but I could see them just pairing her with somebody and us going, well, every
They
time we
just
see
did.
this character, Elsa will be there. Right. Well, that was definitely more so just for the introduction. But if
They're
they
gonna
keep it
fall in
that way,
love.
that'll be interesting. You know what's funny about you saying that, Trevon? I saw a whole bunch of people thinking, God, Joel, what's the actual name of the not the actor, but the character who turns into Werewolf by Night?
The actor or the character?
No, the character.
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell. A lot
Just
of people thought.
think this. If you ever forget,
Mhm.
there's Jack Russell Terriers, which are dogs.
Okay, that does help actually. A lot of people thought Jack and Man Thing were an item,
No.
and I
Excuse me?
didn't
An
understand.
item?
I thought they were-
Man
Yeah.
Thing doesn't.
I
Man
thought they
Thing
were.
doesn't change back to human. So no. Let's no.
Oh, Trayvon,
I
you don't
just-
watch enough anime to realize how many monster fuckers there be out there. Oh man, that
Trevon,
doesn't stop
hentai
anything.
exists for a reason, bro.
That
But,
doesn't
If we went
stop
back to a
anything.
man,
well,
Yeah,
they were saying
but
they
yeah.
were saying a lot of people were saying that
I
before
know.
they were something before.
No,
And
no.
to me,
those are those
I want to be very
those
clear.
people
I want to
that
be
make
very
it.
clear. If they do that, I'll say it like this, because Joel remembers this very strange time for me when people were assuming that Finn and Poe were gonna be an
You're not
item.
allowed to have male friends anymore.
I will say
Got
this.
a couple, everybody up.
I will say this so we don't get
They
canceled.
played with us. I don't care. They did.
I
They
will say
played
this
with
so we don't get canceled.
Most definitely did not.
me.
I
Yes, they
don't-
did.
I don't have a problem if you want to say that they are. I don't really care. But it does then become dangerous, like Joel was saying, because then you then go, well, are men allowed to just have other male friends that they're super close to? You know what I'm saying?
It's like you don't want to pair off every man that has a girlfriend.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like,
But they
Yeah.
do that though.
They,
So-
especially back in the day. But I'm talking most. You don't. But that's another thing you don't want to do as often. You don't want to pair up the guy and
You
the
wanna
girl just
balance.
because they're a guy and a girl.
right, you want to
But
balance.
you can't, guys could just be friends. You don't have to always put them together.
Right. So again, I want to make it very clear. If they choose to do it, there is no issue here. I'm not against it. It's just it seems like they're just old friends. And I didn't see anything in there that symbolized that they were anything but just best of friends. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely seen between Man Thing and no. Saw something. between
Okay,
him
so
and
you didn't see
Elsa.
anything either.
Him
You
and
didn't see
Elsa.
anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Elsa, I saw a little thing, but even
I-
then,
I don't even think then, because
was
again,
subtle.
Jack
It wasn't-
Jack comes off as a very
Nice.
suave individual. So he just oozes charisma and charm. So I don't think he was like hitting on her in
Right.
any means.
I don't think he was hitting on her either.
I think what they did is they just connected. Now, if you want to explore that going forward, that's up to you.
And that's more
But I think they
personality than
just-
Zach has ever had in his comic book career.
So I think what Michael Giacchino was just looking to do is just have them build a connection. Because look, she seems very isolated from people. He obviously has to be very isolated from people. So they just bonded on that. That's really what it was.
And there's
I
definitely,
didn't really take that as like a love interest.
definitely more to his story.
I kind of did. I'm not gonna lie. I
Oh, you took
kind
it
of
as a love
did.
interest? Okay.
I thought they definitely had that, especially at the end. I thought that was part of the thing why. I know it was keeping his humanity with Wyatt when she touched his face, but I also thought it was like, well, he recognizes this scent, and he kind of was feeling
Yeah.
that scent before, so it's like that's kind of why.
That's one way to get in deep, with a girl. Like, I know your scent. Like,
That's
I can
also a
tell
very
you right
awkward
now-
statement itself.
yeah, but
Audience?
not from a werewolf. It isn't.
Audience, I'm going to
That's
tell you
true.
right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Do not use that. Do not. Hey, I got your scent. What the fuck? Yeah, that's a great way to get charges
Hell
pressed. That only works if you become a werewolf. If you become a werewolf,
That works
you're
fine.
golden. You're golden. Or
I
part
love when he
dog,
started
something.
smelling her arm. I need to understand. I need
She
to,
was just like, the fuck are you doing? He's like,
how I remember.
trying to
You know
make
what?
sure I don't kill you later.
Never mind.
No,
What
what? What are you going to say? What?
I said maybe the girl might take offense, but guys might not. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's move on.
God
The
bless
set
you,
thing is fine.
Trayvon. God bless you, Trayvon.
I'm glad I missed it.
Oh, do I love you.
I want to talk. Something I want to talk about was the beginning of when they were after the Marvel Studios thing. How they were like explaining, you know, you have your Marvel heroes, but then we have the dark side over here. I was like, okay, let's get into that. I love that little.
I liked it more so because I thought that's what Moon Knight was gonna do, and it did not. So I'm glad this is where we got it from.
It did, but not in terms of violence. It did it in terms
No.
of
I just meant more so that's what my issue was. It wasn't a monster mythology. It was more so the gods and stuff like that, and that's what I told you bothered me because that's not the Moon Knight story.
I'm about to say Moon Knight was super hard. I was like,
I'm like, that was not the Moon Knight story at all.
If gods are real now with them,
100%. And I can't wait to see how they try to differentiate Moon Knight's gods to Thor's gods.
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Where Moon Knight goes, "I'm a god," and Thor's like, "No, I'm a god." It's just like, no. Trust me, I'm a god also. Okay. But no, I think we can all agree that we can't wait to see where they go with this. Michael Giacchino did an amazing job. If he wants to continue to do these, by all means, do you. That's what I'm saying. If Midnight Suns became a series, I wouldn't mind Michael Giacchino directing a couple. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say one more petty thing about this.
Go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know you said one petty thing.
You're still adding more. You're adding more characters that we do not know when they're showing up again. Please stop. Please.
Or don't add them, right?
I don't understand.
Let me know when or something. Like, give me a project.
Trayvon,
like,
can I ask you
something?
Does it ever click to you that maybe they don't know when?
That's annoying.
But I can't give you an answer I don't have. I introduced them. I don't know where I want to show.
You say you did 10 years or whatever. You playing out 10 years. Don't tell me that.
They have a blueprint. Things can change.
They have a blueprint. That's what I'm saying. Things could change. So you don't. Because here's what you don't want, Trayvon.
I have a list.
No, I get you.
They've given us a lot.
But here's what you don't want. Here's what you don't want. Because I know we all remember this. Warner Brothers came out one day, gave us a massive fucking slate, right?
Yeah,
with years. Right? With years attached to them when they were coming out. And guess what? Almost none of that shit came into fruition. I don't need that. I don't need
Marvel has done everything they say except for one movie.
Well,
but Trayvon, time out. But they do it in such small doses. They do it in small doses. Like, they'll give you 10 movies, right? So I'm like, think about this. Kevin Feige's now doing movies and shows. Yeah. So he might say to himself, I might want to take Moon Knight, make him a movie. I won't announce it till I decide what I want to do.
Maybe something has to happen before they can announce something else.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They might be in something that's coming and you didn't know about it. They didn't want to tell you. You know what I mean?
Because it's a spoiler if you tell me, hey, we're doing a Ghost Rider movie and Moon Knight will be there. That would have been awesome to see how that gets there.
Like Blade.
Before you just do it. Right.
Imagine like all the stuff we don't know who's going to be in Blade yet.
Right.
We haven't announced a damn soul in that.
We don't even know a villain in Blade yet.
We know nothing.
So a lot hasn't changed. So just
crap. I could have sworn we knew a villain at least.
Hell no.
We have some actors. There's like 4.
Yeah,
or
no,
3.
no, we don't know. We don't know. We welcome in Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey, I'm here because you said you were making me. So what are we talking about?
Yeah. We're going to move into something that I think you will enjoy us moving into. He is. You know, I did ask Kanan, can we find people? And he said, yeah, sure. So that's now a thing that we do. So, but I do want to bring this up. Let me make sure it's the right one.
I know if they want to pay it.
All right, so I want to start with this because I think Trayvon will find this interesting. Oh wait, nope, I removed it by accident. Hold on.
I was gonna say, damn.
All right, so we're moving into Titans. All right, we got a lot out of Titans this past weekend. Mike, embrace it. Your boy Nightwing is there. Embrace it. Oh, we got a message for you, Mike.
I'm doing my best.
Good job, Mike. Good job.
So, Trayvon, I wanted to start off with this promo clip for Titans because if you listen closely, 3 words are said that you've been waiting to hear. So listen very closely to these 3 words. Listen closely.
I didn't hear when I
listen closely.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. let my boy come out of there.
It took us 50 years, but we finally got there.
We
Right.
got it. We got it. So me and Joel were talking, right? Because we didn't notice that Sabrina attended the round table and was talking to everybody.
Dead zone in that fucking place.
Exactly. Yes, it was. So we didn't hear it, right? But once we did, we were saying to each other, well, this makes all the sense in the world. Brother Blood, and you going more of that more cynical, witch-based, power-based, very demonic-based, it makes sense that is how Raven learns a darker version of magic that turns into Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, right? So when I saw that, I said, oh, this makes sense now. I like that. So before I go to you, Mike, I have to ask you, Trevon, because very few things with these shows or movies do this for you. Are you happy that you may be getting Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos?
I am very happy that I heard those words. Let me see Raven say it. That's all I'm saying. That was definitely not Raven saying it. So I'm like,
I love how Trevon got what he wanted. He's still like, well, let me wait because he still hasn't said it yet.
I love it.
So what I want to say is, Trevon, what it looks like it is being done is it is a mantra, clearly, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like she will inherit said mantra and utilize it for her own doing. But I knew when I passed it to Trevon that it was gonna be, but it was said, but not by who I wanted it said by. And it's like, well, that's gonna be, I think, the build-up moment. Right? Bless you, Joel. That'll obviously be one of those moments where it looks like the team is down, everyone's gonna fall, and here comes Raven with the mantra. You know what I'm saying?
Are we gonna talk about that other clip?
Oh, 100%. We got all the other two clips too. Yeah.
We doing that? We're gonna do that? Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, Trevon.
I thought because Starfire was watching everybody get crushed. She was just there like,
there was a lot wrong with that clip, and we'll get into that for sure. Because
I've only seen one clip, so I'm excited to see the rest.
Wait, what was the one you saw, Mike?
I saw the one where Superboy gets blasted.
Okay,
and
that's the one we're talking about. Yeah, the other one.
Why
is
is
a
Tim
very
in
interesting
street
one.
clothes?
I didn't like.
I didn't see the other one. That's the only one I saw too.
So from what I gather, Tim in that clip was in street clothes because apparently they're breaking up this season into two parts. The first part, I believe, is the rise of Brother Blood, and then the second part is Brother Blood arriving. I think in the first part will be Dick Grayson training Tim to becoming Robin. Right. And then in the second part, he becomes Robin. But you don't want to give that away now.
Yeah.
Because you're skipping the step of him earning it.
Didn't see. Not that it gives you much away, it doesn't. But it gives you an idea where he's at in his progress.
Right, gotcha.
Because look, he already has his staff. He already has his staff. So clearly he's gotten somewhere.
And now
right. That's why I'm like, why is this kid not at least wearing a mask on his face?
Right.
That is weird, but to be fair, only one person in that team wears a mask.
Because
they're staying pretty on par.
That's all I'm saying.
If he's going to be Dick's partner.
Yeah, there's no way Dick Grayson will ever let him
or should
fight true crime
come on.
without a mask. But Mike, what did you get from this little clip we got here of the rise of Brother Blood, and that's finally hearing the mantra?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm actually going to give this season a try, which is a big deal for me. But Brother Blood is such a fascinating character in the Titans universe. I'm interested to see their spin on it. And it looks like, just looking at like what they did with Beast Boy's costume, the production value seems like it's been elevated from the previous seasons. Mm-hmm. So I'm really interested to see what HBO now does with Titans. Because remember, DC Universe started Titans. And seeing that evolution, now that it is 100% integrated into HBO Max, and that brand and that standard that they also have for their content, where does it go? And I think Brother Blood is a great villain especially coming off of what they did with Deathstroke. I think this is a great starting point. It's something different, something that challenges Raven too, right? And I'm really interested to see how they connect the magic and mystical aspects of the Titans universe and play off of that.
And I think one thing you will love to hear, Mike, and this is somewhat of a small little exclusive for you guys because we haven't released our interviews yet from the Titans panel, but Joel, because I forgot their names, so I don't want to butcher it and sound horrible.
What?
But remember Sabrina was saying that they were saying that this season is a love letter to the artists.
George
Perez.
Yes, George Perez.
They better turn the color back on then. That's all
I
I'm
was
saying.
about to say, I think you might get a lot more color
New Teen Titans.
if it's supposed to be, right. But no, I think they're doing... To me, Titans always stresses me because for all the a million things they do right... Okay, I'll say it more like this. Their good is really good, but their bad is fucking staggering. So it's like... right. And I know that some people, the bad might be small things. Well, no, because here's the thing, Didge. Here's the thing. If you're a fan of the Titans, they do grasp the aspect of the Titans. But there's small changes that to some people they don't give a shit about are very large changes that you're just like...
They make some choices.
What the fuck did you... Like, I'll give you a perfect example, Didge. We're about to see it, but when Starfire uses her powers and it's fucking blue... It's like you made that decision to not be green.
It should.
Like
it's like when Supergirl's heat vision was blue. It was bizarre.
It's just like, why is that a decision to make? Like, I don't understand. So I get you, Didge, on damn, Juwaan. That's not a great endorsement, but it's honestly the best I can do because as much as I want to support them, they make changes that I'm just like, no one asked you to make that change.
Blackfire.
Blackfire. All of Blackfire.
At the end of the season, and then nothing at the beginning. I was like, what happened? What was that?
Okay. Nothing will be more frustrating, as I pass it to you, Didge. Nothing will be more frustrating about Blackfire than the idea that you tease the finale of the season before of her as a villain, only to dive into the next season and fully embrace her becoming part of the team. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Her being in a cage
somehow, yes, but the first thought I had, Didge, was somehow a CW writer is in this writer's room. Somehow. Because that's the most CW shit ever.
Don't do that.
He snuck in and went, hey, guys, I know you want her as a villain, but what if she just seems that way?
Killer Frost all over again.
Like, because she literally was Killer Frost for a second and then just became Frost. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? Why did you make that change? There was no need. But Didge, off of this small clip, teasing us of Brother Blood and obviously Raven's mantra, does that get you excited at all about this upcoming season, November 3rd?
I mean, I haven't watched Titans since the first season, so I would have to catch up on a lot.
Oh, wow. So wait, let me ask you. Was it not good for you?
No, I just wasn't a fan of it. It couldn't grasp me. I didn't think it should have made the jump. Like, I thought when DC Universe shut down, I was like, well, that should have been the end of that.
Well, I will tell you this, Didge. I will tell you this. Me and Joel told a lot of people, because a lot of people said, season 1, not good. And we said, hey, you know what? You're not wrong. But season 2, really fucking solid. Really, really solid.
Yeah, my cousin tells me that.
You know? But you're not wrong. Season 1 made a lot of mistakes. A lot.
That first episode is the worst episode of the whole series.
I will tell you. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Didge. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like Joel said, that episode 1, I started off at one point. I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
It gets better. Like that's the best part.
And the season, it definitely got better from episode 1, like the rest of the first season. But at the end of the first season, I was just like, I can't see myself watching this again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Didge. As I'm watching, Dick Grayson's nightmare, essentially, of Batman just murdering everybody, I said, I don't think this is for me. This is not for And then I remember hearing like, okay, season 2 they're gonna do Slade, and I saw the trailer, and Slade looks so fucking perfect. It was ridiculous. And I said, and it was also being played by an actor I was a very big fan of. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm giving it a shot.
Hispanic Slade.
Yes, a Hispanic Slade. At that, they nailed Slade, and they also nailed the hate between Dick Grayson and Slade. That was beautiful. It was just a lot of the decisions around that were just like, how can we get rid of all that and focus in on this? Like, that was my biggest issue with season 2. And then season 3 tried its best to be a Hall of Fame season, but fucked up in, for me, the biggest way you could have possibly fucked up.
No,
and that's where
I enjoyed season 3 a lot, but they really had a thing for Batman. They really don't like him.
Didge, because you and Mike did not see season 3 of Titans, I'm gonna just tell you guys what happened here, so you can get
Tell me what happened, so I can just watch the new season without having to go back to this nonsense.
Okay, I got you. So, Batman.
Yeah, that might.
Titans,
I'm probably just gonna read out like a synopsis of 1 or 2 and 3.
The synopsis won't do you any justice. I got you. Here
video.
you go. So here you go. This is what they did to Batman. I'm not really gonna tell you anything else. Here you go. Batman killed the Joker. Like, actually killed the Joker.
After Jason got killed.
After Jason got killed, he killed the Joker. Then said, you know what, Dick Grayson? I can't really do this. You got it. I'm going to go ahead and leave. And left, right? So then they progress Bruce's story to where Bruce decides he wants to commit suicide. Strangest fucking thing.
What?
Strangest fucking thing. So then they show Donna Troy coming back to life to save Bruce, only to never mention that. So she saves him and then never brings it up. Like, she never goes, hey, Dick, Bruce tried to kill himself. I saved him.
And she
none of that is talked about.
Magically popped up where he was, by the way.
Right? She magically knew he was committing suicide.
Right. That was the fucking weirdest, and they never touched on it again.
So does Nightwing think that Bruce is dead?
No. They just
know anything.
No. They just think he disappeared. They just thought he left and disappeared. No one knew that he was that low.
England or something.
So I have a question.
Stuff alive, right? In the house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
ahead,
so my question is, does this show take place in Gotham? Is that the problem? They just wanted to get Batman out of
Only
here?
the third season, though.
Only the third season.
Okay, because I'm like...
Very weirdly, season 1, Detroit for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
That was weird to
Bloodhaven.
me.
It jumps around, but it's mostly...
It jumps around. Season 2, they spend a lot of time in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But then they move around a lot.
That's
right.
where the whole
based.
base is, yeah.
Then season 3, the death of Jason, weirdly brings the entire team to Gotham. Instead of just Dick Grayson, everybody says, well, I mean, I'll come with.
Yeah.
So
it
you now
feels
got
like
Superboy
it kind of wants to be a
Gotham,
Nightwing
Guard
show.
Gotham.
It does.
No, Joel. No. That's a lie. It tries to be a Batman show because you get under the Red Hood done in season 3.
Yeah, it's not trying to be, it's doing everything to dunk on Batman other than Batman. You know what I mean? Right. That's my issue with it. Like the Robin thing. You didn't even bring that up.
Oh, go ahead, Joel.
You want me to
go ahead? Yes, they deserve to hear.
All I'm gonna do is watch a recap. I'm not watching this.
They deserve to hear. Bring it up, Joel.
I'm not watching 2 and 3.
Bring it up.
I love how so adamant Didge is. It's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
I'll never watch it. No, I'm not wasting my time. It'll never happen.
They just bitched at this for like 10 minutes. There's no way I'm watching this.
And,
to be fair, all the bitching we're doing, we're bitching about the things we don't like because the things we don't like to us are so glaring. Yeah, but I view Titans the same way I viewed the entire run of the CW. When it hits very well. Yeah. When it misses spectacularly.
See, I have different issues. Like the Batman stuff, I could give a shit about, honestly. So I don't really care.
Okay.
Just be honest. I don't give a shit.
Wait, okay, now I want to hear Trevon's issues.
Like, I don't give a shit about Batman. He could die, whatever he go do. I don't care. So, but when it comes to, I'm just saying, when Donna dies randomly like she did, that pissed me off.
Beast Boy didn't die randomly. Her resurrection was random.
She got electrocuted. It didn't make no sense.
No, I didn't like how she died, but it wasn't random.
I mean, it was random to me.
Well,
It
wait,
didn't make sense
Trevon. No.
where it happened.
Don't half-ass it. Didge and Mike
What?
don't know how she died. Tell them how she
I
died.
just said she got electrocuted.
Yeah, I was about to
No,
ask
no,
for
no, 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 no.
elaboration. How did she?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Didge. Trayvon's not doing it justice. Let me help you and Mike. They were fighting, right? And then the fight spilled out into like a carnival area where there were people. A light fixture fell down, right? In it falling down, a current of electricity was being stopped by Donna so it didn't hit other people. And that's what killed her.
Yeah.
So,
Weirdest fucking thing to
Died by
watch.
electricity.
we're talking about Donna Troy from
Yeah.
Themyscira, sister
Yes.
of Wonder Woman, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
His
Sure.
father
Okay.
is Zeus.
Oh, and then last season we had
Hey, Mike, you want me to watch season 2 and 3? Like,
No.
Do you hear this?
and look,
Of
last
course I'm
season
not
we
Well,
had
again, we're only giving you the bad stuff right now.
Right. We're only giving you the bad
it
shit.
did-
I feel like we
That
need
sounds
Sabrina
good.
here
Hold
to
on.
balance this
hold
out.
on. Hold on.
This sounds
Tim,
glaringly bad.
I want to talk about so Tim died, right? So
Yes.
Tim was dead, and
Mhm.
also he was in the afterlife with Donna, and they kind of
Yeah,
figured out how to
one of
get
those
back
things.
to the real world, like
He was
come back to
dying.
life. Very random thing. And then I have a
That
problem
was
with Beast Boy because Beast Boy is not Beast Boy. He is Lion
Tiger
Boy,
Boy.
Tiger Boy, whatever he is.
Tiger
Like
King.
it's not, I'm not getting Beast Boy. I'm not getting elephant. Not getting gorilla. None of that. Nothing.
He
I'm
turns into a
getting
different animal
two-
every year.
two
but
animals.
Primarily a tiger.
It's annoying.
Yes.
I'm
He should
getting-
be primarily
what
a
kind of budget
monkey.
it is to go to all these other
Funny.
animals?
Well, a tiger. Apparently, tiger was like his favorite animal. That's why
Right.
he constantly. That's like his default.
Right.
I
I'm
tell you,
just
that's
saying.
only because he turns into a tiger on the cover of New Teen Titans #1. That's why he's always a tiger.
and Raven.
Also, because you know how much it'll cost to try to turn into anything else.
Yeah, I mean, he
Well,
turned into a snake
don't
in the
do
second
a show
season
with Beast
and a
Boy
bat
in
in the
it.
third season.
And
Go
then
ahead,
you had
Trevon.
Blackfire at the end of the last. It just they like teed her up so well. I was like, and then then the season started. We found out she's in a cage, got captured by some scientist. I was okay, like what? Like what do you mean? How she get
Mhm.
captured? What
Yep.
you mean? What happened? And yeah,
Right.
it's interesting. But then she get out. Look, they redeem themselves at certain points. Then she get an
Yeah.
outfit,
There's
like
moments
you
where
know,
it's really
this
cool.
shit fire, you know. But then it's like some stuff be like, what?
The blue fire.
I
You know
will
what
say
that bothered
this.
me?
I
What
will
happened
say
to
this.
Starfire's powers? It's just so many things.
I will say
I-
this because I think this will help Mike out a
Starfire's
little
not
bit.
flying as well.
This will help Mike out a little bit. I will tell you this, Mike. The one thing they never fuck up in this show is Dick Grayson. At no point is Dick Grayson
Yeah.
ever
The guy that
messed up.
needs no CGI. Yeah, nice.
Now, they do mess up on a couple of ideologies that I'm like, I don't think Dick Grayson would have ever said that or done that. But those are minor things. Like those are like, because you're a
Definitely
massive
moodier.
fan.
In this show than most times.
Oh, that's for sure. But they've mellowed him out in this last season. That when we get him in this upcoming season, I think he'll be more the Dick Grayson you're used to, and less of the emo kind of always I hate life kind of Dick Grayson he was.
Well, make no
but his
mistake,
looks are very
regardless of
great.
what Young Justice tries to tell you, Dick Grayson is a very emo boy. So that is
I feel
so
like-
in line with
I don't
his
think he was
character.
this emo. I don't think he was this
He's
emo.
pretty emo, in at least the
Um,
first two seasons for sure.
Yeah, the first two seasons were just like, oh, you had
Jesus.
money, Dick Grayson.
You know,
Like,
Bruce-
relax.
you and Bruce had like brood offs and shit. Like,
Yeah, they were like, I won't talk to you, you won't talk to me. It's like, okay,
I enjoy.
enough.
I hated Red Hood a lot, so he did his job well.
Okay, I was
now,
about to
hate-
say, don't make it
I-
sound like they did
I-
bad.
No. I'm
Right.
saying I hate. He played the character very well to the point where I
he
was
did.
like,
He did.
I was like, you need to die. So when but
Mm.
now he redeemed himself at one point. One point I was like root for him when he made Hulk take clothes off. Anyway, yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, I knew I let Trevon talk too much. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the next clip.
That was a spectacular.
Here's the next clip. Goodness gracious, I gotta cut you off sooner, Trevon.
All right.
All right, here we go. Hold on, let's start over.
Suit up.
Oh, this is the one they
He
saw.
said,
Good eye.
Yeah.
he said Oliver's line.
A staff, a scepter.
Now Now the visuals right here are really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say up until the very end, I was okay.
It was fine, and
Then the very end happened. I was like, oh, okay.
They were
One
very
thing,
good there.
my only complaint is that Nightwing suit is just way too bulky.
yeah,
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why?
I've seen Batman suits more streamlined than that.
It's just so weird because he's such a slender guy. Like the actual actor.
Right.
He's such a slender guy. It's too bulky.
She passed out too much for me as well.
Raven?
So say that. Yeah. She
Well,
passed out way too
also,
much.
wait, because I want to address that because I know a lot of people have been saying that. I just want to remind people, you kind of have to use Raven right now the same way that they were utilizing Scarlet Witch a lot in the earlier days of the MCU, is that if you allow her to fully access even 50% of her power, that's probably way more OP than you need to be in that moment, right? So it's like, you kind of got to put Raven out of certain situations to allow, because Trevon, if you
But
let
you
Raven,
got Superboy, like you got Superboy in here.
but what I'm saying is, if you allow Raven to be what you want her to be,
yeah,
you then would go, well, I only need Superboy and Raven each time. I don't need fucking Nightwing and Beast Boy and Starfire. You got to kind of spread it out so everyone feels useful.
So
In your
that's
world,
the
it would just be Scarlet Witch as the only Avenger. Like, you need more people, Trevon.
it'd be the Scarlet Universe.
well, that's kind of what's frustrating with Titans as a series for me, right?
Mhm.
In the comic books, you have Nightwing doing his own adventures, and then occasionally now we have the Titans team back up.
Right.
Kind of like how the Avengers in the MCU work. But when you
Right.
have the series is just Titans, they need to fight a threat big enough that requires
The
Donna
Titans.
Troy and Beast Boy or
Well, not
Starfire and Raven.
Scarecrow?
You know,
Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm sorry.
So
Did he
not
enjoy?
Scarecrow is what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
I don't understand your
Exactly.
argument.
So you have to keep upping the ante, and when you're doing it as a TV series,
Fucking show.
it's kind of hard to keep going bigger and bigger.
It's because they don't
So-
got the budget, really. That's what it
Right.
comes
So
down to.
you end up having to nerf Raven all the
I was
time.
gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
you guys
keep her-
are
to
talking
keep her at
all
that
these
level.
grand ideas. I was gonna say, you
Say it
guys are
again,
talking all
Ditch.
these grand ideas, and let me tell you, you guys are talking all these grand ideas. You guys are missing one thing, like Joel said, budget.
Yeah.
budget. Yeah.
That's
Well,
why I
also
feel like it
remember,
would have been better
guys-
as a movie series instead of a TV series. Like make it a
Also,
trilogy.
remember,
Unless
this
it's
is
a-
being done
A
on
literal
HBO Max.
Right.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say this. I'm going to say this. I don't think their limits for budget come from HBO Max being stingy. I think it comes from the leadership of this series making decisions like, I think it makes sense that we have Superboy in a show where my main villain is Scarecrow. That's where the problems come from. That's
Wait,
you
wait,
writing
wait.
in Scarecrow to be your villain.
Joel, that wasn't just a joke. That actually happened.
No, it's not. a
No,
joke.
he was dead ass.
He was
dead
dead
ass.
ass.
Yeah, he was dead
Yeah,
ass. That
like
was not
that.
a joke at all.
Never
I
do
was
that
not
again.
joking.
I
He
definitely
was
thought it
the
was a
main
joke.
villain of the third season.
See, Joel, I told you, your sarcasm is so good that it comes off like, oh, you were serious. Yeah, no, I was dead serious. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Scarecrow
not
was a
That's
villain last
awful.
season.
Oh, that what? You know, I kind of forgot that. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry.
But
I'm
he
sorry.
used Red
Well,
Hood.
well,
He used
time out.
Red Hood.
Time out. We'll do
Well,
you guys
Red
one
Hood
better.
was his
And
pawn.
Joel,
Yeah.
we forgot something. We forgot something that will really make Mike and Didge love this show. We forgot, and then we're going to finish the clips.
Are you guys
They
sure you
defeated-
want me to watch this?
They
I will
defeated
watch a recap.
Trigon. They defeated Trigon all in one episode. In the
Yeah,
first
try to not
episode.
beat. He started the second season, and they beat him. That's
They beat him in that first episode. And that's when
Yeah.
Raven trapped him in her gym.
That's the last episode I watched, honestly. I'm like, yeah, I had enough.
Oh, you
And
know
then a
what?
few weeks
Trigon
later,
looked
they were
pretty
like,
good.
Supergirl, Donna Troy is dead. And then I saw Aqualad get killed. And I'm like, I'm done.
I'll
I
say
don't need to
this.
go back to this.
I'll say this, and that's why I told you guys, I don't think the budget is their issue. Trigon looked amazing.
Trigon look good.
I'm about to
So
Google
their
it
issue
so
isn't
I can
budget.
see how he looked.
Yeah, their issue isn't
No,
budget.
yeah,
Their issue
Trigon
comes
is-
down to
No.
they keep writing these bad scripts.
It might be budget because they can only do it like certain things.
Yeah, it was only the one episode, so we
Yeah, the rest of the season.
Well,
It's
we'll
like
see what
an
they do. in this
anime
season.
where all the budget goes to the finale. So you
Right,
have,
right.
a bunch
It's
of
like,
stuff.
yeah. Your
Well,
paycheck was
Trigon
here.
did look good.
You
I
did.
told you, Didge. Told you.
Why does he look better than Steppenwolf?
Well, that's a conversation for a
I
different
wasn't gonna
day.
say anything.
Steppenwolf in which cut? Hold on.
Either cut, Trayvon. Trigon look bad.
I mean,
No.
the Joss Whedon one is awful. The Snyder one's much better. He's just too pointy, too many spikes.
He looked like
That's
a
fair.
kitty cat too.
That's fair.
Crazy.
All right, let's finish the clip.
Titans go.
Yeah, right. Maybe they can use some Titans go in their fucking show.
To lighten it
She
up
got
a little bit.
Lighten it up.
Starfire got on my
Some of the
nerves.
villains.
She was walking up, walking. I said, girl, what is you doing? Where's the power? Look at this. Look, she watched everybody get fried. Look at
She
this.
was bogus for this.
all
Why
the
is it blue?
same.
Why is it blue?
I think what made me the most mad about it being blue was that her eyes glow
Or green.
they glow green.
Yeah, why is it
So
green?
it's like
Monica
green is
Rambeau
coming.
now.
And it is-
Here's the problem. I see green. Like I saw some green flashes. Imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, this clip looks fun.
Then you talk about how
But
she got her
it does.
powers.
The entire
you
conversation leading up
guys
to
even
it
know that?
makes me question if I want to watch this show.
I mean, you'll question a lot. We just told you a lot of the bulk of the shitty stuff that goes on in this show.
we didn't tell you any of the good shit.
Starfire's powers were what? How did the
How they
powers
started,
were
yeah.
black fires and got taken from her, right? And got given.
Yeah,
I can't
some
remember.
weird.
However, they did the backstory. They,
It was
like,
an
took the powers
interesting
of black
backstory
fire
for sure.
and
I'll
gave
give
it to
them that.
Starfire.
Now,
Yeah.
now, I want to be very clear. Some of you might be hearing Trayvon and going, "Oh, that doesn't sound that." It's worse. So, just put that out there. It's worse than what he's trying to convey.
I'm just glad we fixed Star's hair from season 1.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're
Upgrade.
approaching Starfire the same way they approach Barry. We're going to slowly piece her together till she's completely what we need her to be.
Mhm.
Barry just got his boots last season, and we're about to end this season. Like, god damn, it took all this time to complete one super suit?
The
Remember in
perfect.
fandom when they made that the big deal? The gold,
That he was getting his gold boots? Yeah, because it is a big deal.
I think it was last year.
It was a big deal, and it's like, it made it worse
It is.
that you made us wait
It
this
is,
long to
but
get
it's
it.
so funny that's how much they fucked up is that they had to make it like that.
You
Didge,
see,
I will
this is why we
forever
don't need
say-
any more fandoms. If that's your highlight, let's just call it a day.
Well,
I
fandom
will-
is that
Shoes, man.
show.
I will
Yeah.
forever say that season 1 suit was as close to Party City as you could have gotten for,
No.
for a
See,
costume design.
You had to do that.
That
now.
shit was
You could-
god
right.
awful. Holy,
It-
I don't know
It
if
was-
it was.
It was
it
not.
don't know
was
if it
god
was-
awful. It was
Am I just not
god
remembering
awful.
it as well?
not
It
part
could
of
Go ahead,
it.
look at it.
It's
Go
not
ahead, look
good.
at it.
I don't remember it being that bad. Like
Party City is like what Sheldon wears on the fucking Big Bang.
Right.
It looked just like
It just looked
that.
nothing
He
like
looked
that.
like he was at a
Nah.
Halloween party.
No.
That shit was
That
god
looked
awful,
nothing
man.
like that.
Goodness
No, it's not.
gracious.
It's not great. By any means,
It's not-
not great. But Party
Funny.
City bad is bogus.
That's extreme.
It's
I-
Party
I,
City bad.
It's
That
no
shit
worse
was
than what
god
the
awful.
X-Men
Very-
wore in X1.
That shit was hard to look at, man. No, I'm
I
sorry.
mean-
It's hard to look back on. That's what I'll say.
Well, sell the Flash TV show with that costume was tough. Like, what they got none of the colors. The colors are off. Like he's really thin. It's like what I mean. It's like and like
Yeah.
he literally grew every piece of the suit. Yeah, it's like that's how they there's a reason. It's like fucking video game where you get a piece of the costume throughout the game. It's like
That was the frustrating part
beat
of
a,
it. Like,
he
God
beat
damn.
a big bad. He had a loot
yeah,
box.
every
he had
time
to
you
get.
beat a bad,
piece,
yeah.
yeah.
You need this piece to beat this villain, and that's how it was every season until we got to the
Fucking
final
ridiculous.
season.
God damn, did that stress
He's the
fucking
perfect
ball
compliment.
hairs off me. But all
I
right,
don't
let's watch
remember
this.
it looking like that though.
The red emblem, the red, everything was red basically, and it was dark maroon type of red.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
definitely
You gotta
pulled
remember.
up.
You gotta remember this is at the beginning of the Arrowverse,
Yeah.
so they're probably trying to emulate that quote unquote grounded idea from Arrow,
Yeah.
and it got more comic booky as it went.
Oh yeah,
It got better.
Yeah.
It
got
lost
better.
all control after.
Everybody got better. Everybody got better.
Yeah.
Because that
And Arrow
the
got better.
budget they had for Crisis, when you got to see Brandon Routh come back as Superman, oh,
The costumes are great, but those fight scenes were fucking horrendous.
Oh yeah, it looked like Power Rangers. Sorry, Trevon. It looked.
Okay, see, okay, all right. Let's not do that. Let's
Trevon.
not do that.
There was a point. Do you
Let's do
remember?
it.
Do you remember when they all assembled to fight the Anti-Monitor? There was a point where an explosion went off, and then they jumped. And I said, if you don't get this fucking Power Ranger shit out of here, bro,
They might have posed before it exploded.
Yeah.
They might have did this.
Man.
They made the monster grow. And then
Damn, bro.
We're not gonna do that to Power Rangers, okay? We're not gonna do
They
that,
were
okay?
shitting on Power Rangers, Trevon. They were not representing y'all well. Or maybe too well. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe they were representing you too well.
You know, this is all uncalled for. Leave the Morphin Power Rangers out of this.
I mean, we're trying, but we can accept why their action wasn't great. CW has no excuse. Not today. No, not today. All right, here's the final clip. They do crypto really well.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to mess up.
Hey, Connor.
I mean, if they could, they would.
Take a picture of me with both sides. Sure. What's this for? A profile? Nah, I want to send it to that
Boot
guy.
up over there. I see
That
y'all.
guy? Who?
Bernard?
I swear she
Dude.
just turned like 18 when they filmed this, didn't she?
They did.
No, I don't think she. Well, yes, but
Now, yeah.
actually, I'm gonna tell you guys the rumor I heard about Gar's love interest. This
Kind of
upcoming
weird.
season after
Just
the clip.
saying, kind of weird.
Somebody on Twitter, they were pissed about that.
It won't be Raven.
I saw the
That's a
screenshot of
spoiler
that.
alert. It won't be Raven. So I.
They gotta get over it. It's not serious. Yeah, they're just sitting next to each other.
It won't be Raven. I can
No,
tell you
but
guys
they
that
were
right
talking
now.
about the fact of her just turning 18 and them immediately filming the I guess them lovey-dovey. And I was like, oh, I didn't know she was
They're
18.
just sitting next to each other. That's all they do.
So, you know how Twitter is. Let's not act like you don't know how Twitter is.
I mean, Trevon literally just said they booed up over there.
Also true.
So,
Also true.
And I
That's
keep
what it
trying
looks
to
like.
tell you.
interpretation, I
That's
see.
what it
No,
look like.
time out. Didge, what did I tell you before? Didn't I tell you if Twitter says it, it's because Trevon sponsored it? I keep telling you he sponsors this craziness. He
This
be
is my first time
sponsoring
I've
it.
said that about them right here, okay?
Trevon,
Right.
You are
I
the
didn't
voice
think-
of the
I didn't
people.
think anything about these clips.
Most of these
on-
people
on
are fucking
Twitter.
nuts.
I said nothing. I watched the clip. I said, okay, this is nice. And
I'm
So-
looking at Connor and Tim though. Like, is that a ship that they're gonna pursue?
Oh, you don't know about Connor and the Blackfire last season.
Oh yeah.
No.
They
Oh
bumped
yeah.
up.
They bumped uglies. Yeah, they bumped
Yeah.
uglies a lot.
Connor,
I saw that in my in one of the episode recaps that I looked
They
at.
were having super
Very-
sex. It was crazy.
While y'all were talking.
I will say, when she was like, "Yo, I gotta leave," he cried, and it wasn't because he loved her. It's because she put that thing on him. He said, "Oh hell nah, you take me with you."
And that was the only thing that he had put on him. So that was
his first time having something put on him.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
That was his
They're
first
gonna
time.
make
Yeah.
Tim and Connor canon one day in one universe. We know it.
Seeing who they had playing Blackfire, I get it.
And I tell you what, he showed up with a smile every day on set. Like, hell yeah, I'm ready to act.
Definitely,
Say action,
definitely
hurry up.
understand. Definitely
But
understand. I'd have been sad too.
the rumor I'm hearing is we could be seeing something between Gar and Jinx, not Gar and Raven. So he's gonna find another somewhat magical user to fall in love with, which to me is fine.
Huh?
Yeah, to me it's fine because Jinx always was portrayed as one of those conflicted characters
Maybe
that
she'll
never
have to
really
change to a different
conforms to the
animal.
backside. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're gonna get back to
What'd
that.
you say? But as you
Leave me
can see,
alone.
they're already teasing.
Come on, they made this for me.
Tim's
Say it again,
male-
Joel.
They're already teasing Tim's male boyfriend in the comics.
Oh, okay.
That's his
Alright.
boy. His name's Bernard, and this guy's just saying, I just want to show because Bernard made the staff for him. He works at Star Labs.
Right.
That's what this is all about right now. He's trying to take a picture to send to him, and they're like, "Oh, that's why they're teasing him right now."
This season get more interesting as it go. All right.
Oh, relax,
Cool.
Trevon. Shit.
There we go.
Trevon's like gold stars all around. All right,
Because
let's
you
finish
guys
the
are
clip.
focused on Raven and Beast Boy. You're not paying attention to the words being said.
Yep.
Really
Let's
not.
say thank you.
Yeah.
Say thank you. What?
Your phone just died.
But I just charged it. What the hell's going on?
Electric vehicle.
Oh, like,
Is this an RV?
Connor,
Yeah.
this is Lex Luthor.
party bus.
I know this might seem a bit much, but how else was I going to contact you? I'd like to meet in person. Come to LexCorp Tower tonight at 8 p.m.
What's going on?
I'll expect to see you then.
Connor! Are you okay?
What happened?
We have to go back to Metropolis.
Where's your other dad? Not Lex, the other one. Where's your
Well,
other
there
dad?
are rumors we could see Superman this season.
Is he gonna be old as dirt too?
Superman.
Even if he is old, he shouldn't look as old because he ages slow.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, no, I don't think
they
you
better
should-
not make him
yeah.
look like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
right.
have to. You don't have to sync him up with Bruce. That was.
I mean,
an
even if you
anomaly.
do, he'd still look younger.
Right.
You know
I mean,
what
shit. When Brandon Routh was playing an older Superman, he still fucking looked young.
Right. He just
Like-
gave him the great
Look
streaks.
good.
They were good.
right. Yeah.
Definitely did.
Yeah. I love how we're all like, man, he looked good. And Trevon's like, no, he looked good. It's like, all right, okay. It's a variation of what we were all saying.
Scrunch.
Relax.
That's what I was.
No. So,
Yeah, we
Mike, I
all
want to
understand.
pass it to you. I want to pass it to you, Mike. We've heard the name Lex Luthor throughout the series of Titans, but you, quite like us, are seeing our first look at the physical Lex Luthor in the Titans series.
Yeah,
How does he look for you? You digging the new look for Lex?
You know, after Jesse Eisenberg, I'm not very picky on how we depict Lex Luthor anymore. So,
more open-minded.
you know, he's bald. He checks the box as far as I'm concerned.
The Lex on
I
Supergirl
will
pretty
say
cool, too.
Jesse Eisenberg did get bald. All right, we will not play on this man like he had the frizzled hair the whole time. He did go bald.
for at least a minute and a half. right?
No, you got to count the end of the BVS and then count the
Okay.
end credit
Yeah,
scene.
that was valid.
that
Did
that
you
was the
guys see
second.
Supergirls, Lex? At all?
Yes, John
I
Cryer.
I couldn't not see.
John
I
Cryer.
watched too much Two and a Half. I watched
Two
too
and a
much
Half
Two and a
Men.
Half Men when I was younger. I couldn't not see.
John
that.
Cryer.
Oh,
You know what?
speaking of
He
that,
was a great
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, to be fair.
He was really
Speaking
good.
of
He was
that,
really
Didge.
good at it, but I just couldn't not see that.
Yeah, it was. And it's
I'm
true.
glad you said that, Didge. Actually, Mike, keep going about your thoughts on Lex Luthor because
Yeah.
I got
That's what
something
the
to
one
show
with
you.
with the
I got
goatee.
something
Yeah.
to show you, Didge.
So going off of the clip we just saw, Lex is fine, you know, and I need to see more clearly. We didn't get a lot there in that scene, but I do think it's interesting how he's able to reach out to Connor so easily, which just kind of
Love watching.
adds to, again, as somebody who hasn't actually watched enough of the show to understand this world's depiction of Lex very well. I think it's just, again, showing how smart he is and how powerful he is, because he just got the entire Titans to stop whatever they're doing to turn around and go to Metropolis in an instant, which I thought is like, yeah, that's the power Lex Luthor commands. Considering that's our introduction to him, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the idea that I'm a fan of the actor. I just never liked that grizzled look of the beard for Lex Luthor at all. I think you could, if you wanted to give him a goatee, you can give him a goatee. Fine. I think all villains of today have goatees that work in the workforce, so I'm okay with it. But the full-on beard that's grown into a nest is what bothered me. But it's a phenomenal actor, so I don't dislike the actor. I thought you did a great job.
And
I thought
apparently
he was just as
a
out the
big
box
fan.
as John Cryer was. Yeah, but so was John Cryer. Remember, John Cryer was telling us
Yeah.
he
John
was a big
Cryer
fan,
was
too.
actually in a Superman movie.
He was. I was about to say Superman's literally in his blood. So
He was
Our
Lex's
last
nephew.
3 depictions of Lex have been very unique, to say the least. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So I'm not too picky anymore.
that is very true. Didge, you liking the look?
I do. I like the bearded look. It's different. At least from the ones that we've seen recently on film and TV and stuff. So it's like, I think like Mike said, it's better than Jesse Eisenberg. It's bald.
Damn. All right, relax, y'all. God damn.
Look, the blonde hair just wasn't working. Any other haircut probably would have worked.
Hey,
I think that's what it was. Like the mop top
I'm gonna say
look?
this. I'm gonna say this to y'all. Okay. As bad as you think the blonde hair looked on Lex Luthor, I got a fucking Bruce Wayne with blonde hair. That shit was horrible to look at every day. Are you serious? I had a blonde-haired Bruce Wayne. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. No.
Yeah.
I can accept those times, Joel, because those movies don't exist in my world. I cannot accept that in trying to get through Titans. That shit was just glaring. It's right in your face, man. But again, why didn't I care? You got a really good actor.
Good actor. Yeah, I didn't like that they depicted him as old as they did, but yeah.
But they did
I think
cater
it's
to his
fascinating that they
Batman.
made it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm just gonna say I think it's fascinating that they depicted him at that age.
I know,
but he only had one Robin.
Right?
Like I feel like if you're gonna have him that old, you start the series with Nightwing, and then we're introduced to Red Hood, and then Tim can be like the Robin of the show.
It's funny because
at his age, it should have definitely been like Tim in Dick's position. That's how old Tim should have been, right?
Oh, so I wanted to show you this, Didge. Let me see if it'll let me show.
They should have brought back light skinned Lex Luthor. That's what they should have did.
They probably should have.
Oh, come on. You know that.
It's been too long.
Happen. You know that'll never happen. You know they won't give us light skinned Lex.
What?
And that'd be funny.
I said Keegan Michael Key is Lex Luthor.
I know.
That would be funny.
That is too damn funny.
Hey, if John Cryer can do it, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. I mean, Keegan though.
He might. You never know. A lot of times those comedians, when they get their serious act, they put on a really good. They put on a really good performance.
I'm only gonna see the dude. The Obama's enforcer, whatever the fuck. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about, Joe. I know what you're talking about. Oh, you talking about Michael Key? No, Keegan Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah. You're fucking ridiculous. Y'all are too much tonight. Trevon, are you liking the bearded Lex?
Yeah, it's cool. You know, can't wait to see more of him. Let's see what he does.
Is he missing something, or you sounded really disappointed? Like,
I just like I don't know. I think I'm more looking like, oh, he can just contact him out of nowhere. I don't remember. I know that he comes from Lex Superman, but I never I don't remember him being mentioned in the show, like at all.
What show?
He was mentioned last season.
He was.
He was mentioned last season.
He was mentioned in the second season.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that it was Mercy that was in charge of the whole thing.
Right, that's his right hand. Mercy's his right hand. Now, again, your guy didn't really kind of let that grow. He just killed her right off. But usually, Mercy Graves is the bodyguard of Lex Luthor for a long time. More than the hot second that, we got in BVS. But yeah, we have Mercy Graves, and now we have the second piece of that puzzle, Lex Luthor. Which a lot of people are now assuming will have the third piece of this puzzle, which is Superman. So that'll be interesting. To me, I think the biggest thing Titans always does that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't is that they kind of give the team missions that splits them up. And it's like, if I wanted that, I think I would focus more. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So this is taking a left turn, but they're showing the trailer for Black Adam while I'm watching wrestling right now. And they just showed me a shot that I really don't like. So remember how we always said, man, why don't they have eyes on Dr. Fate's helmet?
Yeah.
Did the shot have eyes?
They're fucking approaching Dr. Fate as like Iron Man. I just looked at Pierce Brosnan the inside.
I've seen that. That's new footage.
I never saw that before. I looked at that like, what?
Yeah, that's not.
Just wait till we get the inside helmet shots all movie.
I'm like, bro, that is a decision.
You see him.
Pierce Brosnan was not gonna let his face be seen.
He kept taking it off, like.
No, but that's my thing, Didge. Like, if you take it off, I shouldn't always have to see. That was my problem with Robert Downey Jr. If you're gonna take it off, why do I have to see you while you're in the said suit? Just
Because-
fucking take the thing off.
Because he
of the
was
actor.
Robert Downey Jr. and because
That's
he
right.
is Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Think
Here's
it's
my
not
so
Point
shouldn't Dr. Fate not take the helmet off?
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
You
what I'm
guys,
saying.
it
You're
is
doubling
Pierce
down on confusing
Brosnan.
things.
He's not supposed to be
It
able
was-
to take it off like that.
No,
You
no,
think
no, no.
you think he cares?
He can. In the Young Justice, they don't let him take it off, but he
Well,
can
I'm
take
saying,
it off.
I want that version. I want the version where don't let him.
Okay,
Young
I'm not
Justice
even.
is like that was like a prison to be with that
mean,
motherfucker.
You think
I'm not
he
even-
cares?
I'm not even saying what Trayvon's saying. I'm saying just pick one or the two. Either I see
I-
this motherfucker through it, or just take it off.
Like
That's it.
Trayvon with Batman, don't give a fuck.
The only Dr. Fate I know is the one where he's trapped, kind of. That's the
I
only
know,
one
but I'm telling you
So,
that was
I didn't
Young
know that was an
Justice's
option.
choice.
why I didn't know
Yeah.
there was an option.
Yeah.
So I just thought he's always like that. So this is new to me.
Yeah, no,
I was like, he just take it off like that.
Yeah, that helmet very much in the show made it seem like, hey, whoever takes it off never comes back. So you can't take it off. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
can't
mean,
take it off. We
yeah.
lost the last few
Dude.
people that way.
For what it's worth, it was a pretty cool change, I would say.
I mean, it was cool. I mean, Young
For the
Justice
lore
is-
of that show, at least.
But that show
Sure,
makes
but,
a lot of cool decisions. To be fair.
Again, you
Black
also don't
Adam.
focus enough on that character for it to matter to me. But in the movie, where you're clearly
But I, Another-
I mean,
focal
Zatara
thing-
was trapped in there for like 7 years
it's
now,
a little
right?
frustrating.
it's
Yeah,
fucked
that is
up.
true.
I mean, that the
Well,
whole
she
thing
switches
kinda-
off and on with her dad.
Right.
But
Well,
anyway,
it was
so
like four of them they switch off on now, right?
right. Did you see the photo I sent you in the group chat?
Oh no, let me go look.
So you were saying how weird it is to see John Cryer as Lex Luthor, knowing him from 2.5 Men. How do you think we felt sitting next to what's her name from
April
2.5 Men playing
Her
Elastigirl?
name is
Like,
April Balby.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
sorry.
There's certain
Weird,
actors,
right?
Yeah, certain actors, and after you've seen them on whatever show you've watched for so long, you're like, I just can't see you as anything else.
And I was just watching 2.5 Men like a few days ago before
Also
we
doesn't
went and
help.
saw it. Like, it didn't help at all. But yeah, no. So I think whatever they're doing with Lex Luthor is going to be interesting. Is going to be fun. I'm very curious. Oh, that's what I was saying before. They always split them up, and to me, I'm not a fan of that. I didn't like it when The Walking Dead did it. I'm just not a big fan of, if the point of the show is a team, don't keep giving me problems that separates the said team. Because then you could have just did a spinoff with each of these factions of the team instead of bringing them all together. So to me, I hope that whatever is swaying Connor back to Metropolis in whatever agenda Lex Luthor has, they attack as a group. And it's not just like, well, we got shit to do back in San Fran, so you stay. Keep everything together. That's my biggest issue. And they've done it since season 1, where they find ways to make everybody go separate ways. I don't like that shit. It's very frustrating to me. But Joel, this is not your first time seeing the beard Lex Luthor. You saw him before I saw him. So, is this an okay look for you?
It's fine. I mean, it's not my preference, but I don't hate it or anything. I like the actor too. He looks okay. I mean, I hope he shaves it all at the end. But if again,
It's
I
gonna be
won't
like the end of BVS where we just linger on him shaving it off.
shave it. Shave it off. But I'll take this look over other looks I've seen. So.
Yep. Oh, nope. Didn't mean to play it yet. Sorry. All right. We are moving into Doom Patrol.
Ass
We're
munchers.
going to talk Doom Patrol. And Trayvon, you will finally get to see what we almost got banned off of YouTube for talking about. You'll see them when they
Well,
pop
you'll
up.
be seeing it in a different form than we saw them.
Yes, but you'll see them and you'll notice them very, very quickly.
The project you'll be interfacing with is highly classified. Over a year ago, we conceived of a creature that could be bred as a weaponized force of nature.
Let me guess. It worked.
A woman who kisses on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who kisses on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who'll wait till the third time around and the clouds feet on the ground. She's the girl you're glad you found. She.
Okay, so for our audience out there who was wondering what I was talking about earlier,
Jesus.
we were trying to tell Trayvon that in last season, there were ass-eating monsters. And it sounded like we were saying there were monsters that were eating ass. No. These are actually ass cheeks that are monsters. So now you see what we were talking about, Trevon.
Man-eating asses is what we meant, and not donkeys.
So, I swear this is the dumbest show on earth.
This show is ridiculous.
If you watch it in just clips, it is probably the most ridiculous show.
But here's the crazy part.
I've watched all 3 seasons. It's ridiculous.
So here's the crazy part.
It's not
Here's
a
the
bad
crazy part.
show.
I was about to say that, Joel.
That's
The
fair.
crazy part is, for as weird as it is, it's good.
It's written well. It's the opposite
it's
of
not
Titans.
right. It's not. It's also not
Yes.
weird for the sake of being weird. It's actually a compelling story to go with all the weird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it balances itself.
They
in
have
that.
Because
well-written
I also
characters.
you will also at some point watch this and go, "What the hell am I watching?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna watch more."
I'm sorry. Did you say at some point?
It's very
every
much like
5
Rick and
minutes?
Yeah. Rick and
No,
Morty
it's
is
worse than
but
Rick
now-
and Morty.
but this is
It's
live action, so
worse
you're
than
like,
Rick and Morty.
What the fuck?
It's because if Doom Patrol could do things like Rick and Morty, you know how like they go to the boob planet and that's like a gift for Morty? Doom Patrol would make like mouth opening boobs that would like eat people. Like that's how weird Doom Patrol would be. So Rick and Morty hasn't achieved that level of weird. We're watching asses sing shapoopy. Like this is a level of weird that Rick and Morty couldn't achieve. Like they're singing shapoopy. Like for anyone who doesn't know, that was a song Peter Griffin sung where he got a chance to play for the New England Patriots and he scored his first touchdown as a football player. He sung shapoopy. Very weird.
Lois, I've scored a touchdown.
It was the weirdest fucking thing. Just like opening this trailer with Shapoopy was the weirdest thing. So now, Trevon, you have a face to the story.
Faces.
Or an
There you
ass
go.
to the story.
Or an ass to the story.
Asses.
There you go.
What the yeehaw?
Do you want to go and save the fucking world?
Oh, she's gonna hit you.
Daddy's home, shit lickers!
Why Cyborg look normal?
Huh?
Cyborg at the end of the last season, you would find out if you watched it.
Oh, no, I'm not. But you can tell me. Why does he look like that?
They basically heal him at the end of last season.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's what he wants
Healed.
at the end. They're like, I want to be normal, whatever. So,
That's
I want to
nice.
be a real boy.
He went full Pinocchio. That is true. Didge, you being all caught up with Doom Patrol, how excited does that trailer get you for the new season in December?
Pretty excited because it's like, all right, we're back for more just craziness. So
Yeah.
that's what I really like about the series is like, I'm not 100% like, oh, I care about the story. It's like, I just want to see what kind of antics are you going to get into.
Right.
Like, so it definitely seems like they're getting into a lot more antics. So yeah, I'm definitely excited.
No, and I think the craziest thing is, I think what I love most about Doom Patrol is because I know so little about them, it kind of opens the door for me to just accept whatever craziness I'm looking at because I don't know anything else, right? Like I know nothing about Doom Patrol, so I'm not watching and going, well, this isn't correct, or you didn't do this right. Outside of Cyborg being anywhere in this fucking show, everything else to me is completely fine because I know no better, right? But to me, it's like it just gives me a chance to shut my brain off and have fun, you know? It's like watching a Fast and Furious movie. You're not there to think. You're there to just have fun, right? Like, at certain points, there's not even a story.
Just understand the concept of family.
At one point, you're just like, man, am I supposed to cry? No, they're flying into outer space. I'm just supposed to enjoy it. Okay, I get it. That's how I watch Doom Patrol. I'm not supposed to really think much, you know, and they do dive into a lot of really personal things, you know, personality disorder and stuff like that, depression, but you know, I tune it out and just enjoy ass-eating monsters, you know. Trevon, does this trailer at all make you want to dive back into Doom Patrol?
No.
Really? The ass-eating monsters weren't a plus?
No.
You were excited when we talked about it last time.
Because I envisioned something else. but
right.
yeah. Let's be honest. But yeah, I had no. This show was so weird when I did watch it when it first started. I was like, oh, okay, and then it got weirder. And I said, I'm gonna watch other stuff. I think that's where I kind of stopped with Legend of Tomorrow as well. Like that got weird too. So I was like,
that got boring. Is what happened with that show.
What that too. So I just kind of stopped with both of those shows. Those are
Respect
two shows
our Lord and Savior Bebo.
I did see Bebo, and honestly, that scares me. Bebo scares me. So yeah, especially when he got huge, I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
that's a nightmare. That's some nightmare shit. But yeah, this show is weird, and I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah,
I'm glad we like it too.
I think. Shut up, Joe. I think if you watch it, Trevon, with the idea that it's not meant for you to do anything but just have fun, I think you could enjoy it. I really do.
I think so too.
Yeah, because don't look for it to be meaningful.
You ask so many questions about why. Stop asking why. Just accept.
I think it's
Dive right in.
I feel like I have so much other stuff I can watch that it's all right.
It has enough of the kind of stuff you like. That's why it's weird,
Yeah. I think you should understand, Trevon, that we know you well enough. We've known you long enough to know the stuff you would like and not like, and it has enough wild shit for you to like in there.
I think this show has way more shit that you like than Titans does.
Yeah. You like the idea that Dove got butt-ass naked in one scene, right? There is a guy who wears only one piece of clothing, and the rest is just pure muscles. And he's strong enough to elicit orgasms. That just sounds like a Trevon special. You should check it out. It was hilarious. I can't even lie to you.
Leopard Speedo.
But Mike, does this excite you enough for its return in December?
It just looks like more Doom Patrol. It's not enough to swing anything one way or the other. If you're into it, you're into it. Doom Patrol is a show I watch very casually. Like I don't think I even finished last season, simply because, like Trevon, there's always something else for me to watch, and so this is one of the shows that I kind of just throw on in the background when I feel like I've watched everything else that was of importance to me.
Damn, y'all.
So
damn.
Yeah. No hate on the show. It's just, the style of humor, the tone of the show. It's just not my favorite. So
it's too crass.
I will say, Mike and Trevon have a magical gift of, bro. I'm not saying like it was the worst thing ever, but I just don't really fucking ever watch it. It's like,
they do. First of all, they are very graphic about certain things.
That's not even the case. It's just there's just so much stuff for me to watch and review. I just miss
not
it.
a good. All I do is watch stuff. That's my life.
And remember the other day, Joel, you were like, "There's so many animes you're not caught up on."
Yeah, exactly.
I prioritize the anime. You prioritize Doom Patrol.
Okay. Well, then that does make sense. That's fair.
Doom Patrol one show. Anime is
That's
very
fair.
And Mike, let's also not forget there are like at least 400 animes that have at least 5,000 episodes a piece.
And you see, that's why I don't watch One Piece.
I watch One Piece.
Man,
One Piece.
No,
that show is almost as old as me.
There's too many. Give that up. There's too many episodes.
No,
anything that has 1,100 episodes and
still it's gonna finish soon, like in like 3 years maybe.
And what do you
say that?
When you find out?
You say that
when you find out that the One Piece is the journey along the way? How are you gonna feel?
No. I'm saying you're saying that the book is ending, but One Piece has never been more popular than it is today. They will pick right up where they leave off of that book and write a whole nother one. And then it'll be 6,000 more episodes.
Anime is weird like that, Some shows do that. This show just continues to one. It's not like Naruto.
No, Joel,
three different shows.
It's going to end, and they're gonna tell you that the One Piece was the journey along the way. The friends you made along the way.
And you know what? After 20,000 episodes, I'll be fine with that. It's going.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. No.
I would, because it is the journey for me.
I can tell you this right now.
I don't care about what One Piece is. It's what I'm like. It's the journey. It really is the journey.
Nah.
It really is.
When I get to the end of One Piece, they better be telling me
The
how I
point
can.
for Luffy is not really the One Piece. He wants to be the king of the pirates. It's really all it is. For him.
I get you, but guess what? Luffy's not watching One Piece. I am. I need something out of this. I need something out of this.
Juwan's like, I need the anti-life equation out of this show,
I need something, bro. Like, I need to meet Luffy or
But
something.
you aren't watching it, so you shouldn't care. I'm watching it. I don't care. You see where we're at here?
No, I do. But as many episodes as they have, if I start that shit and get to the end,
Trust me, by the time you get to where I'm at, you won't care.
That's not a something to get me to watch it, Joel.
Yes, it is. It's a
I
good
should
journey.
still care about the One
The whole
Piece.
journey is amazing. You won't even remember the fucking One Piece.
I tell you what, I always care about the Dragon Balls when I watch Dragon Ball Z.
But they bring up the Dragon Balls.
Z.
The actual, no one gives a fuck.
So wait, it's called One Piece, and they never bring up what the One Piece is.
Not as big a
The
deal
journey
as
is
Dragon Ball.
is to find the One Piece.
Cause see, at least I can accept. I can accept the fact that a show called Bleach, they always wash clothes, right? So I assume they use bleach at some point, right? So I get it. Right, I get it. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I completely get it. So I'm like, I accept that.
Look at me in the eyes. That's how the show works.
I thought it was by Ichigo. Is it by Ichigo?
Yeah, that's
Ichigo washes clothes, Trevon.
Okay, so
Oh,
for
that's
those who want to
Alright,
hear
guys.
real anime discussion, go subscribe to youtube.com/theamateur.
God, please go to Geek Set Podcast as well, please.
No, we will talk about Bleach, and Ichigo is a.
We will talk about washing clothes and bleaching assholes. Okay, that show hits it where it needs to be hit.
That's right.
Okay,
That's the sequel. That's what the one that just came out.
that's the one that just came out. That's what that's about. Yeah, that's what that's
bleaching
about.
assholes. That one.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
let's move on. The Rock recently in an interview was said, "All right, relax, Trevon. God damn." Do you want to finish the monologue for me? Damn.
Would you like to wear a
Jumped
bib?
at that.
Shit.
Goodness gracious. Oh, Trevon, we were saying you would have you wouldn't have been able to do it, but knowing you might have came back out to do it. They were handing out world premiere passes to Black Adam this Wednesday.
Where's the world premiere?
New York.
New York.
Oh.
And we're all believing that The Rock or somebody better fucking be there. Because we missed it last time we did a world premiere. We had the
It
world
better
premiere
be
for
Big
Logan.
Blue.
Did you get the passes?
Huh?
Did you get them?
Yep, we all got them.
Okay.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, we all
we'll
got
be
them.
there Wednesday.
Wait, do I have my book bag down here? No, I don't. I'll show you what the pass look like.
We
I don't
hope
have my book bag.
it.
No, we're hoping that The Rock is there. If he's not, that movie better be fucking phenomenal. Could just waited the next week to see it, so it better be that fucking.
Is it
good.
next week or the following week?
No, it's next week. Next
Nice.
week.
Next Friday. Next
Yeah.
Thursday, technically.
Next Thursday for us, but
Yeah, I
Friday
should
for the
buy
rest
my
of the world.
ticket soon.
Probably should.
Wait,
you
the world
never
My
know.
theater is empty. I'm just gonna walk in there.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
get
I'm
it.
saying.
Milwaukee.
Like,
Nobody goes to the
movie
movies in
time.
Milwaukee. We get it.
Movie Tavern is very empty right now, so I'm sure I can just.
No, Black Panther is sold out, Joel. Nobody
Yes, it
cares
is.
about
Okay,
Black
one
Adam.
movie
anymore.
sold out in Milwaukee. I'm sorry.
You know what?
The one time
You know what?
everybody comes together and goes, "We'll go."
We're too
We'll
busy
go as a
going to Bucks
community.
games.
What day is the wolf? The
That's
wolf
very
premiere on
true.
Thursday, the 20th.
Wednesday.
Oh, the 19th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were trying to sync up when the actual premiere for, like, the red carpet for New York was to see if that lines up. I couldn't figure it out. So I'm just praying that somebody. I didn't even need The Rock to show up. I just need somebody from that fucking cast to show up, and I'll be fine. It'll be worth it. Because the last time when we went for Logan, we went the day after Hugh Jackman showed up to the New York one. We were so fucking angry. But that movie was so good, so we didn't give a shit. But that's what I'm saying. If Black Adam does that, I won't care. But anyway, The Rock made the comment saying the most powerful and unstoppable force in the universe has been sidelined for too long, alluding to Superman. And he also said something that I really want to get into about. It's nothing wrong. It's just I'm curious to see how true this statement is. The Rock says, and I quote, says it was important to listen to the fans, and he wants to keep building out the DC universe and tell more stories with Black Adam, the JSA, and the Justice League and new characters. Now,
when did this man become Kevin Feige?
Apparently,
Didn't I tell you guys
Didge
like
called
3
it from the
weeks
beginning.
ago?
Didge called it from the beginning. It's The Rock's world, and we're just living in it. But I will say this, and Trevon, I'll start with you because I believe you might be the most cynical of everybody's
I don't
answers
know why
here.
you think so.
So I'll start off with you. I want to ask you, Trevon, when he says that, how much are we to believe that he did listen to the fans? But my question is, how much of that actually will we see on the screen? Like, how much of that will actually make it to the screen?
So, for me, I feel like, now, this is me being like, you can't say things, sir, if you don't mean them. So, now, I'm absolutely expecting Henry Cavill to be in this damn movie. So
wait, hold no. Hold on.
Yeah,
because I'm wondering. Hold on. Time out.
Nope.
I am just curious how all of us were sitting here going, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, and somehow you got 3 out of that. Because nothing he said made me think Henry Cavill was in this movie.
I do. Yep,
okay,
exactly.
so tell me what you heard, so I can maybe understand it.
It's this combined with, it was either an Instagram video or a live he did. He was saying, he said, I just saw the movie and that third act, man. I was like, I said, okay. And then he do this interview. Then you say this about.
Hold on. You got to do it piece by piece for me. What about what you just said? Okay, you're combining. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm combining that.
Okay.
He's showing us how his head is processing everything.
I'm getting it. Go ahead.
I'm with you.
The way he talked about the third act made it sound like it was a really big fucking deal. I was like, okay. We already saw you fight the JSA. That's not like cool, but they ain't no big fucking deal. Just, whatever. Now, you saying this in this interview talking about.
Wait, hold on. Time out. I do want to add, Trevon. In the trailer, it shows this giant red thing coming out of the water. We haven't seen him fight that yet, so maybe he's talking about that.
No.
That is the actual villain of the movie.
That's not gonna.
No problem. Keep going. No problem. Sorry to stop you.
It's
Go ahead.
It's not gonna stop like that. He needs to veer away. He needs to veer away from the Superman alluding to things he keeps doing. And I'm like, you can stop doing that, because
all right, so
I've seen quite a few people. Go ahead. I'm not the only one thinking this.
Let him continue.
No,
I'm not the only one thinking this.
I don't even disagree with you. My issue is, how much of him do you expect personally?
How much of him?
Yeah. Let's say he is in the movie. How much do you expect from him in the movie?
I just want to see him like maybe fighting for a little bit. I don't know. Let me just see him.
Well, how about if he doesn't fight, but he shows his face?
I mean, if we see Superman's face, that's a big deal.
That's a big win. It's a big win these days.
It is. What if he just flies by and does like that and flies off?
Did you guys see the most recent clip that showed like pictures of the Justice League? Like comic art? No.
Mm-mm.
They runs into Flash, they run into Aquaman, and then it goes to Superman, but his face is on fire. You don't see the face.
They will not stop pissing on Henry Cavill. Well, okay, so what I'm saying is, Trevon, because like Joel, your sentiment of wanting to see Superman is not a wrong one to have, right? All I'm saying is, nothing he has said has made me think Superman will be in the movie.
Okay.
That's a bonus.
To you. Okay. Yeah,
right, that's a bonus. Yeah, that's a bonus. Because again, remember, I'm and Henry Cavill.
Google it right now.
Right?
Everybody's thinking.
No, but let me say this. So I got a perfect example for you. We just finished. We just did our roundtable with Juwaan, who plays Cyborg in Doom Patrol, and I asked him about when can we possibly ever see you and Beast Boy get together, right? And I asked him, I said, how often do you and Ryan, outside of being in the show, talk about that? And he said, almost every time I fucking see him, we talk about it. Because we're such huge fans. I don't think there is a bigger Black Adam fan or Superman fan than The Rock and Henry Cavill. So I do believe, because they are really good friends, that even if The Rock is asked about it or not asked about it, he just loves the idea of being able to do that one day. That he will hype it up, because I do believe in his mind that was always part of the plan, right? You introduce Black Adam, put Black Adam with Shazam, maybe in 2047, whenever that happens, and then put the three of them together.
He's always going to oversell it.
100%. The man started his career in wrestling.
See, that's fine, I guess, but for somebody like me, hearing the same things he was saying, it changes my perception and my thought of me going into this movie. So
that's
if it's
fine.
not in there,
then can you do me this favor?
Can
you do me this favor? Can you do me this favor? if he's not in it, can you look at the movie for what it was, not for what you wanted it to be?
I'll try. I'm not gonna lie to you. As he said the things he said, I'm sorry. Like, you such good friends with him. I still, in my mind, every time I hear The Rock talk about, like, mention Superman, I think about that time they would sit down eating together that one time. I don't even know if guys remember that picture.
I remember that.
Go back like 3 years now. Huh?
I don't care, but that's how my mind goes.
And you know what, Trevon? You know what? Let me support you. Let me support you. The day Joel told me about, and I'll say spoiler alert in case it is true. I'll say spoiler alert in case it's true. But the day Joel told me about the possibility that we could see Doctor Doom sooner rather than later, and then I started to piece together the things we just saw in She-Hulk, us knowing that the Intelligentsia is coming, the mentioning of Wakanda in an episode where the Intelligentsia was being enhanced. In my mind, Doctor Doom better be in a certain fucking movie that comes out soon, or I'll be pissed. The difference is, if he's not in it, it has no bearing on how good or bad that certain movie was. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. My difference is, I'll be pissed, but I won't dictate whether or not it was good or bad based off of whether or not I see it. That's why I want to get you too. I want to get you.
If he's not in,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
And I want him to respond to me. I'm like, well, you should act it up, sir. So.
I just don't want you to leave that movie going, I hated it, and it's like, why? What did they do wrong? Superman wasn't in it. That's all I'm saying. I just don't want you to do that. But I get it. I get your sentiment. I'm not far off when it comes to Doctor Doom, so I understand why you feel that strongly. I just don't want you to dislike the movie because you didn't get what you wanted. That's all I'm saying. Didge, how did you take the comments that The Rock made about the idea of what he wants to see happen in the DC universe, his love for his friend Henry Cavill and for Superman? What were your thoughts?
Part of me wanted to say, like, oh man, Superman might be showing up somewhere, but then the realist in me was like, The Rock is sort of doing what The Rock always does. Yes, he talked about I forgot the full text of it, but it's like, in the universe has been sidelined for too long. I think that's his whole thing of, look, you know where I want to go with this after this movie. Y'all better get this together. Right. We know that I thought there were like reports that they said that he tried to help Henry Cavill and Warner sort of talk again. So it's like, I think he's sort of trying to lay that, like, look, we know what the fans want. You know what we want. Let's get this together. I'm going to keep hyping this until you have no choice but to do something.
Right.
Outside of that, I don't think it's, like I said, the fan of me wants to believe that that's what it's going to be. That, like, oh, he's going to show up in like some post-credit scene or whatever. But the realist in me is like, he's just trying to lay the groundwork for the future.
I mean, again, I know he's hyping it, right? He could be hyping it because, as far as he's concerned, something Superman will be announced soon. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I'm just saying, to me,
then I'll be pissed if that's the reason.
You're saying that, but again, I don't connect the dots of what he's saying, making people think Superman will be in the movie. Like, he's not even saying things like, yeah, and when Black Adam is fighting Superman, like, he's not saying anything like that. He's just speaking generally.
He knows what he's doing, though.
Right,
you need to remember, Juwaan, Trevon speaks for the general public. And you saw Superman trending over the weekend after this interview because everybody instantly connected that through line.
I really didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. And that's why I wanted to start with Trevon, because I thought I was maybe missing something. Like, I didn't understand how my math was 1 + 1 = 2. And the rest of the internet got to 3. And I'm like, I missed a 1 somewhere in there. I thought there were just 2. And somehow they snuck a 3rd in there that I missed. I was just curious how I missed it. That was all I wanted to know. It was 2 really good quotes, right? Mm-hmm. I like that somebody with as much power as The Rock is trying to elicit change. That's great. I don't think it'll amount to much with David being the head over there. I don't think he really gives a fuck.
Exactly, the voice of the people.
But I will say this. One thing David has done that gives me hope for Henry Cavill, the man just brought back Keanu Reeves to be Constantine. That's nothing but a money move. There's no way you don't think bringing back Henry Cavill won't elicit more money than bringing back Keanu Reeves as Constantine.
Or he won't be.
Or he won't be there for long. So for me, that's why I'm like, I think it'll happen. I just don't think we should put as much pressure on it to happen now. Because then if it doesn't, then where do we put ourselves?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll side with you, Trevon, if DC has like a big panel or something, or like a big event that they're running that's just DC, and we don't hear anything about Superman. That's when I'll get scared. But right now, they're not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we don't know what the fuck. We just heard a rumor the other day that Michael Keaton will still be our DCEU Batman. I don't fucking know.
Still in the movie, yeah. It's still on
I don't know. But what's confusing is he's in the Flash movie, but guess what comes out after the Flash? The Aquaman movie where Ben Affleck's at the fucking end. That is so confusing. Because one
they're gonna
takes place
throw the
after.
Ben Affleck reshoot out.
No, but here's my problem, Mike. They got rid of the Keaton in credit scene to replace it with Ben.
That's what I'm saying. Do they just trash the Affleck scene then? Since
To
now the
me,
continuity
yes.
reset.
To me, you should to make it make sense, or make Aquaman come out first. I don't know, but that shit is confusing. So I'm saying the fact that they're saying nothing is what I'm just. That's what my heart is set on. They're saying nothing, so anything could happen. That's where I'm at. But Mike, what do you take from these comments from The Rock?
It's The Rock being The Rock. I do understand where Trayvon's coming from, right? Because that initial quote when he's talking about the third act, he makes a face at the camera where it's like, okay, clearly something is coming that we have no clue. And then he starts talking about Superman in another interview. I can totally see where somebody would connect those two dots and be like, okay, especially since the entire marketing campaign he's been doing, right, has been the hierarchy of power is changing.
Right.
But in this last interview, he finally says Superman is the most powerful being in the universe.
He said Black Adam
So
is powerful on Earth, and I was like, huh. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's like, are you hinting that Superman might be off-world during this movie, and like maybe there's a post-credit scene of him returning back to Earth? That could be something that could be a stinger at the end of the movie. So I can see where the gears start turning, especially for a fandom that has wanted a Superman movie for almost a decade. Because think about it, our last proper Superman movie was in 2013.
Yep, Man of Steel. Yep.
Yeah. So
I do want to throw in there, Mike, to what you're saying. They have also not done a lot of marketing the actual villain of this movie. So we could just be looking at the JSA and Black Adam versus Sabak. Like, I really just want to put that out there that, again, we've only seen Sabak rising out of the water. We've not seen any fight, with Sabak. We've seen the JSA versus Black Adam, and then we just saw Sabak rising out of the water. We've never seen those two pieces connect. So the third act literally could just be the JSA and Black Adam versus Sabak. And
it very well will be that. Like, I'm 90% sure that's what's going to happen. Right. Superman's probably not in this movie. Right. But, and I think that's part of the problem, right? Like, the marketing for Black Adam, it's been everywhere, but I don't think it's been good enough to drum up enough interest. So when you start hearing these interviews, now it's like, okay, has the marketing been weak, quote unquote weak, because they're hiding Superman? And that's when the fan theories and the gears really start to turn, because you're right, we haven't seen a lot from this movie. We've seen shots of The Rock, we've seen some shots of the JSA, but by and large, I still have no idea what's happening in Black Adam. And going back to ticket sales here in Milwaukee, that might be a reason why you start name dropping or referencing the larger DC universe.
Don't you put that on Black Adam. Every goddamn movie we talked to Didge about, he said, don't nobody buy no goddamn tickets. Don't you put that on Black Adam. Mike, don't you put Milwaukee's ticket sales on Black Adam.
Open here for Black Adam as well. So
you're also not in a major city.
Goes to.
And I was gonna say, to be fair, no, I'm talking about my specific theater.
Yeah, that's all I can go by when you tell me. It's your theater.
My specific theater. I have picked other theaters, and yeah, it'd be sad. But
I tell you what,
theater?
I will believe
I go to
you guys.
Movie Tavern.
Yeah.
I will buy into what you're saying, Mike. I'll buy into what you're saying if we go Wednesday and there's barely anybody there. I'll buy into that.
I don't think that's fair, because
I mean that's
if everybody gets who's not going to take a chance to see a world premiere?
Yeah.
Well, if people aren't interested. They're just
they're going to be interested. It's about opening weekend, like that Friday, that Thursday.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
again,
both of it should be.
again,
I'm not
rock
even saying it's
movies
going to be
making
a
money.
flop.
I don't think it's gonna be a flop either.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a flop, but I'm just saying, like,
It's not gonna make Black
interest with-
Panther money, and it shouldn't.
No,
interest is definitely going to be higher if there's a possibility that Superman's there, and The Rock
yeah.
also knows that. So
that's
he's
also
going
to me that's very that hurts the product, because we saw what that turned into when you essentially tried to do a Birds of Prey movie and then just glossed over it with Harley Quinn. People left that movie way more interested in Harley Quinn than the Birds of Prey. So if you market Superman, if you market Superman, people will be way more interested in seeing Superman than really anything else. They'll be biding their time till they get to Superman.
Exactly.
No, but that's what I was saying to Mike. I don't think you should ever try to do that. Just let it be what it is.
I think what they're doing now is perfectly, especially if they know he's in it.
Yeah.
Allude to it. Never say anything, and then it's hyping itself up. It's like a fucking
and then you get that word of mouth of the
yeah.
third act.
Is he really in it? He's in it. Oh, let's go.
Right. Now, if he's not in it, The Rock never said he was, so there's nothing wrong with the comments he's made. Right. But him referencing...
I'm just saying, don't expect a fight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's going to smile at the camera and fly away, Christopher Reeve style.
I mean, you never know. Maybe Amanda Waller's brokering the two. You never know. You never know. You never know what Amanda Waller's relationship is with the Justice League. No, just more so the idea of, hey.
Amanda Waller is Don King.
Hey, you answer to this guy. And he's like, fuck that guy. And it's like, well, this could be a problem. I still don't like the idea that we're shipping the idea of Superman popping up before we're talking about Shazam fucking popping up. That will forever frustrate.
Yeah, but
that's my biggest takeaway from this interview, right? Like, The Rock hammers home how big of a fan of DC he is, and I'm like, okay, then why you keep trying to square up with Superman instead of your main guy?
Instead of Shazam, yeah. I think in The Rock's mind, it's fuck Shazam.
I know why.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you look at them two, I don't see the fight. I just see Black
Trevon, you do know you watched the movie where Superman and Batman fought, right? Okay, thank you. What were you saying, Mike?
Superman is nice, though. Superman is nice and polite and all that. Black Adam is not.
Okay.
Shazam is getting murdered.
I'm sorry. How much nice did you see Batman give Superman at the beginning of that fight? Not much.
Said Superman didn't pry him as soon as he saw him. He didn't do that. He's like,
right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, but also Black Adam's not a villain, so I don't think he will either. He's not a villain. He's an anti-hero. Okay. The Rock wouldn't have taken this character if it was purely a villain. He needs to take a character that he has a gray area with. It wouldn't have been a movie. Right. You won't get that. Again, I think because the Joker was a movie, it has now caused people to think, well, you could just do a villain movie.
That was an art piece.
No.
Didn't put a lot of money into it.
Right. That is not a status. That's not something you should go with going forward.
That's
go ahead,
why
Mike.
another one. Like, we just...
No, it's just speaking of The Rock. This is way off topic, but how come Namor has his pointy ears, but we couldn't get Black Adam his elf ears?
We said that, and me and
Rock
Joel
was along for pointy ears.
I was just about to say, me and Joel talked about that, and we think for a fact somebody drew that up, and The Rock said, "Get the fuck out! He has pointy ears on me, motherfucker." No, I won't even grow hair for the role. And you think I'll let you put pointy ears on me?
I'm more upset about
Never.
I'm more upset about the hair than the ears. I never understood why he had pointy ears in the first place. Like, Shazam don't got pointy ears.
Well, here's the thing. Once I found out The Rock was Black Adam, and there was no hair, there was no pointy ears, I just realized it's The Rock. He wants to look just like The Rock, just as Black Adam. I get it. I can't even argue it. You have more of an argument when you talk to the actor for Namor to go, hey, we want to try to look as much like Namor as possible.
Especially when we're going so drastically different.
Right, exactly. So for me, Mike, I don't accept it, but I get that there was nobody in that studio going to tell The Rock that he needed pointy ears or hair. So that's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they went with no hair. I'm not expecting ears.
Because the hair to me was way more glaring. Like, why do you not have hair?
No hair at all.
I don't understand that.
I mean, The Rock hasn't had hair for almost a decade now. I think
it might be going on 2.
It made sense that this. No, not 2.
It'd probably way more off-putting if The Rock did have hair. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm about to Google when the last time The Rock with hair.
I saw a concept art where it's not hair; it's like a tattoo. I thought that was pretty cool.
That just would have been something interesting. But, you know, they went with what they went with. Whatever. Joel, what do you make of The Rock's comments?
I just saw them today. I didn't even know about them shits until recently.
I didn't either.
I just saw the video. I'm like, oh, this is a really nice video. Okay, I like everything he's saying. All of it sounds great. I was already kind of, again, I follow the smoke, and there's been so much smoke about a possible Superman cameo in this movie that I'm not surprised if he shows up at all. But you know, you always got to remain tepid. Like, you know, you believe what they tell you, and if you hear stuff, cool. But it's all about how much you hear, because there's a lot of bullshit online, and it's easy to get fooled. But there's so much smoke, you know what I mean? It's hard to deny that at this point. And he's being less and less coy about it. So, right. It just seems like it's inevitable at this point. Now, is it a post-credit scene? That's really the question for me. Is it in the movie, or is it a post-credit scene after the movie? That's more of a question for me. And will there be more than one post-credit? Things like that. Like, I'm more interested, because I feel like it's almost a given. I'm more curious about everything else now because of it.
We'll see soon, Joel.
Like, what his words said was more about the future.
Yes.
And that's what I'm more worried about, because right now the only movie I see is Black Adam. I'm not going past that right now. So I'm done. Right. And then I'll see forward.
And what I think the fandom isn't really thinking about, especially Trevon, is if he is in this movie and then you still don't hear anything about a Superman movie, that'll only fuel your anger. So to me, I'd much rather you just wait to give me everything all at once. Superman's fully back. It is Henry Cavill, and his movie comes out, blah, blah, blah.
That's the right way to go about it. If that's what he means by, like, listening to the people, then he's absolutely right. Because that's what we've been saying. Right.
And it's crazy, because to think that seeing Superman in this movie does not guarantee that we'll see him again. It's the craziest feeling to have.
It's not guaranteed, but definitely.
It's the craziest
feeling.
Think
about it. They wouldn't do it if they didn't have something. That's how I look at it.
Well, my question would be, could this have happened during the old regime? Could this have been filmed during the old regime?
No. This just happened. I think this happened recently.
So you think if he filmed it, it happened recently?
Yeah, well, not recently, but like not when they filmed it, basically.
Like when Zaslav took over.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little bit after that, yeah, probably.
If that's the case, and David was part of that decision, it's so weird that we just got a fucking announcement that Keanu Reeves is Constantine over him just telling us Henry is back.
That's old
that
regime.
Is the weirdest
Apparently, that's old
thing.
Regime.
But the fact that David kept it on is very interesting.
But he kept it on,
right?
Again, it's
very
money.
interesting.
Yeah, it's not necessarily we're bringing back Constantine. It's I have a movie with Keanu Reeves. Bet.
I still believe Keanu Reeves coming back as Constantine was less of a David move and more of JJ going, damn, my deadline's coming up soon to do something, Constantine.
Well, they got pressure after he came in.
He was like, what if I told you Keanu would come back? It's like, oh, that's good. Yeah, that was my plan all along. Yeah, Keanu's back. Yeah.
It was my plan all along.
Let's do that. Yeah.
And then we cancel the two shows we did have going into production.
Right, yeah. Let me just sign my name on that. All right, before we get out of here, let's get into the people have been wanting to hear our thoughts on it. Let's get into Game of Thrones. Let's do it.
I want to hear that.
Okay. Let's do it.
House of the Dragon. Let's call it what it is.
Game of Thrones. It's under the same umbrella.
It is Game of Thrones.
It's just like whenever you give me a new version of Dragon Ball Z, they're all just Dragon Ball. I don't get Super, Dragon Ball, whatever the fuck. It's just Dragon Ball Z.
It's Dragon Ball GT. Say it right.
I didn't want to say it because Joel elicits that reaction. We just talked about it yesterday. No, this was
us talking GT. Ew.
We were talking Dragon Ball Z, and then I was just saying how GT gets shitted on unnecessarily.
As you can see, they completely forgot about its existence. It created a whole new alternate universe to go.
It's okay. They had a shift in regime. We don't talk about it anyway.
Yeah, the actual creator came back.
Fuck him. Anyway, House of Dragons, I thought was a step up from last week. That was just everybody just choosing to be silent and petty. I thought this was more. This had a little bit more speed to it. I really did enjoy this episode, and hey, the balls on the table moment. was even on my deathbed, I'll walk in here to defend my daughter and my grandbabies. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm here for my daughter and grandbabies, motherfucker.
He definitely has a favorite child.
A favorite child. In his mind, he might think he only has one
child.
He might think he only has one kid. Now
that's the only person he loves. To be honest, it seems
might be. But to be fair, we do got to look at it in a more respectful way of that's the way all children would hope that their parents looked at them. That good or bad, my fucking parent has my back. They don't give a fuck, right?
You could be a fucking whore. She's my whore.
Yeah, she's mine, okay? And I dare you to call her one. But no, I loved it. I loved it because he kind of embodies all the things I loved about Godfather, which was everything stays in house, right? You never let anybody know what's going on with the family, right? I could call her a piece of shit. That doesn't mean you get to call her a piece of shit. That's my daughter you're talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The balls, man.
Yeah, you don't get to do that. Now, when the door's closed, I'm going to tell her what she is.
In my house.
You don't get to say it. But no, I thought it was a really good episode. And I'll say this. Game of Thrones never achieved a level of petty like House of Dragons. House of Dragons has a level of petty I don't think I've ever seen in any form of television before. Like, this shit is like on the level of Real Housewives. Like, this shit is crazy.
They're trying to make it lean back television.
Yes. I like you saying that, Mike. I like that a lot. That's exactly what that shit has become. And I'm living for it. Like, I am eating this shit up. The fact that we only have 2 more episodes is very frustrating.
It is.
Very frustrating. Like, god damn. But
and we're gonna have to wait like 2 years.
No. We may not. They started filming now. So it might be ready by fall of next year.
I hope so.
It might be.
The snow's coming out. I doubt it.
Well, no. Remember, we haven't heard anything about when that's supposed to start production. We just know that it's going to happen. There hasn't been any word. We literally just heard recently that House of Dragons is going to start filming soon, before the end of the year. So I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't be ready by the fall of next year. I mean, if it's not, it's not. But to me, if you start filming now, it's with the idea to be ready by this time next year. But Mike, I want to start off with you, man. What were your thoughts on this episode?
It was the best episode of the season, one of the best episodes in the Game of Thrones franchise, in my opinion. You know, like you said, it's a level of petty that we haven't seen. Quote, man. Yeah, I can't follow it up. Banger episode.
Yo, hold on, Mike, because I want to go right back to you, but that had to be some of the greatest moments in television history. Is the idea that everybody looked at him and was like, "Yo, don't say it," and he's like, "You're fucking whore," and it's like,
all he needed was the hoodie back on. He was definitely hoodie Damon in that moment.
We needed to see.
It's like Kermit.
We needed to see what shoes Damon was wearing underneath. Were there some black Air Forces on under there? What were there? There might have been. There was a lot of energy in that thrust with the sword. But no, I mean, I just loved how he played up to it. So we were just like, you're not gonna tell me how my legacy.
You all, like, when he was gone, he was a goner.
He wasn't wrong.
The minute he talked back to the king, he was a goner. I was like, he ain't making it.
It was over.
I don't care what he said.
I'm sorry. Time out. You thought it was over then, Trevon? Wait. You said when you talk back to the queen or the king?
He would have been fine if he didn't, like, after he came back, was like, you're not telling me what to do with my kingdom. I was like, if he had stopped before that, I think it would have been okay.
I thought
would have got out of there.
I thought death was on the horizon when he was talking shit to his sister-in-law. Where he walked in there and was just like, hey, don't get fucking comfortable. Shit's mine, okay? That was my brother. It'll come to me. You'll get the fuck up out of here.
The king wasn't in there yet, right?
I think no matter what, he was dying because if Damon wasn't doing it, somebody's dragon was taking him out. He was talking too tough all episode.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And Corliss ain't even dead yet. Technically, he's dying. We haven't seen his body yet. You know, there's a lot of that.
Man, they bet not have Corliss die.
You know he finna die. First of all, time out. This is one thing I need the House of Dragons writers to tell me, okay? How is it that however much time passes, that motherfucker is the only one who changes? Everybody else just looks younger, like a version of younger and healthier, and he is just melting away. And he's just like, what the fuck is happening? From the beginning, Trevon
changed at all.
Trevon, his brother, looks as beautiful and spotless as he did when they were younger. Like, what is happening? That everybody stays status quo. And the king is just like, why am I dying so horribly here? Like, this is horrible.
It's the stress of being a ruler, you know?
I guess so.
You know how Obama had black hair and then by the end of his...
That is very true. That is very true. But, I mean, they're making the king look like fucking Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight when he took off the mask. It's like, what the fuck happened to you?
Let's go!
Yo, good thing we weren't in the actual show because we would have pulled the Kevin Hart. Damn! What's wrong? Nothing. Put it back on.
They let that ride at dinner.
Die.
Mike, did you want to add anything else, man?
No, man. I think we hit all the major points I had. But yeah, it was a great episode. Can't wait.
No, those last two are gonna be bangers, bro. They are gonna be bangers. Trevon, was this the proper level of petty?
You know, Allison continues to be garbage. Along with all of her children. And her,
you know, it's so crazy.
And her hand in the hand, her father.
Let me just say this.
Helena's
so
fine.
Crazy.
She's the only normal one.
She is.
Helena's
What's
cool.
so crazy about Allison's kids are, if you've noticed, Allison's kids lean into white privilege before they even knew what white privilege is. Like, those kids seem the most, we deserve it all. And it's just like, I'm sorry, who told you this? Our mom. Yeah, she's wrong. Like, she's super wrong, okay? It almost wasn't your mother.
The boys do. Helena, she's just in her own little world. Helena, she's the only one that's fine out of all of them.
You know,
that is true. She does seem like the Elizabeth Olsen. She does seem like the Elizabeth Olsen of the group.
This is the first time I've heard this name. I think
that's
too quiet.
Oh, can I be mispronouncing her name? That's the daughter.
No, I think
the one
she's
that's
too
married
quiet.
to
I don't. The one that's married to the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the jester. The jester. That's what I'm calling.
I was gonna say, Trevon, this show is full of assholes. You might have to be a little bit more specific.
Her kids are the supreme assholes.
I think some of the dragons are assholes.
They ain't the asshole enough. Allison should have been burnt to crisp by now if that was the case. Listen, these dragons need to feel. I know they feel. It. Like,
oh man,
come in and burn Allison asshole and all the kids do. I just like she's talking about oh my god, when she said, oh, I'm gonna make sure the kids get home and I'm gonna come back on Drag It Back. Don't come back. What you mean? If you're coming back, frown. If you come back, the only reason you need to come back is do Jakars over top of this whole shit. That's the only reason you need to come back. Do not come back and get off the dragon and be here by yourself. You are stupid. You are dying. They do not like you, period. So do not come back here by yourself or come out and drag it back. No. When she said that, I was like, she better not come back. Don't come back. They don't like you.
Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts, Trevon, on the dinner, because that shit started to get on my nerves. Everybody's just started to stand. It's like, all right, we fucking get it. Sit the fuck down. Like, now it's just y'all just trying to be petty. Like, sit down. Enough, okay? Enough. I like that the two women were trying to squash shit, even though they weren't really trying to squash shit.
Them fake ass toes. Please. Keep that shit to yourself and sit your ass down. Like, something. You stood by my father's side. Stop it. Sit down. Stop. You don't mean that shit.
Hell no, she don't mean that shit.
Like, shut up. Like,
hell no.
I enjoyed when the pig got put in front of, what's his name? What's the one name?
That's
I've been calling him Slick Rick.
Amon.
I've been calling him Slick Rick.
Yeah.
When
the pig got put in front of him and he started snickering, I was like, "Sir, it's funny, but he look like he'll kill you right here." I mean, he looked nuts. He like he been mad for 10 years. Like,
did you notice how when he flinched when Damon cut off Fam's head, he flinched back. Like he I think he might be a little terrified of Damon though.
Damon is that uncle that just got home from prison that like your mom tells you don't bother. Like, don't talk to him, honey. It's like, I just want to ask him no, don't talk to him. He's certifiable. So that's why when he stood up at the end, I know a lot of people maybe aren't familiar with black culture, but whenever somebody stands firm in front of you and folds their arms in front of themselves, they do not give a fuck what you're saying or what you're doing. Their mindset is purely, I will fuck you up. So when he stood there and just looked at him like, what? You want to say something else? And he was like, I'm just go ahead and say goodnight and go ahead and get out of here.
I wanted him to be like brave enough to try it.
He's crazy, Trevon.
I think because I hate these children. So I hate these children so much that I want them to
By
try
the way,
it.
what's her name? What's the princess's name? Which one? The king's daughter. The king's daughter.
Helena.
Rhaenyra's.
Oh, you're talking about the actual
Rhaenyra.
The oldest daughter, Rhaenyra.
Okay.
I'm gonna need Rhaenyra to do me one favor, okay?
What's that?
Before these last 2 episodes is over.
Fuck Allison up? Yeah.
No. I'm gonna need her to sit her sons down and tell them, hey, you can be one or two things. You can be tough, or you can be a bitch. But you can't be a bitch that's trying to be tough. Like, your sons keep getting thrown around like rag dolls, and you trying to make them kings. They soft, honey. They are soft, okay? You got to either toughen these motherfuckers up or tell them, hey, this just ain't for you. And it's okay.
They got to channel that inner Draymond Green.
That's what they got to do. They got to watch that video and then just summon Draymond. That's what they got to do. But damn, man, they be punking her sons like they got no respect. I mean, does it matter? You can't bring the dragon inside the castle. What you gonna do when they beating your ass in the?
You can burn the castle down. I'm just saying. You can do that. You go outside, get on that bitch.
A lot of people like castles.
Listen. Look, that's not my fault. Not my problem.
Yeah, that is your fault.
No,
that's exactly your fault.
No, he just said all the people in there. I said, look. Sorry, I don't know.
You just gonna kill all the people, Trevon?
You know, though.
He just casually like, yeah, genocide's the way, man.
I need to kill one dude.
You was okay when Danny when she burnt King's Landing, wasn't you?
But wait,
I sure was.
But wait, time out.
I'm right along with you, Trayvon. I was right along with you. I was like, burn this way, burn King's Landing to the ground.
What's killing me
That's
about
why you can't give me that type of power. Listen.
What's killing me about what Trayvon is saying is if the one person you want to burn will never come outside. You're saying that like he only stays in the castle. He'll come out one day, Trayvon. Burn him then. He'll kill everybody.
That's not wait for that.
Well, there's much easier ways to do this.
Them kids are pumped. Them kids are pumped. The only way they go get somebody is if they burn them. That's it.
Man.
I don't see no other way. Okay,
He's the same kids that just cut his eye out. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. Yeah, they just need to fester out more of that.
To whoever asked that question, they do both have dragons.
Good.
Okay.
Then they get on them.
Dragon fight.
Well, that's what's probably going to be in season 2.
Right? Dragon fight. It's going to be a war.
I mean, hopefully it's not too dark. We can actually see it, you know.
Because now it seems like now every major house has a dragon, so they ready. They're like, bitch, I got my dragon. I'm strapped. What's good? Like, what's good? Who we taking? Who we taking out? I'm ready.
I want that dragon to betray Amon.
Damn, Trayvon. God damn.
I want that real bad.
You are treating this like you know who you turning into? Mona Scott.
Bad.
You turning into Mona Scott right now. You trying to make this real loving hip hop-ish. We just random fights just out of nowhere.
Look,
like,
that's not his dragon.
But why can't the dragon just be at peace, Trayvon?
I want the dragon to be taken back by the daughter. I want the dragon to like.
But dragons don't get handed down that way.
Not at all.
He stole the dragon though. He stole it. Technically, he stole it.
He did it. They had 30 days to try to bond with the dragon. They waited too long. I get it. He sucks.
Princess.
If you're not bonding with the dragon, they gonna bond with whoever they find. I get it. It sucks that he got the dragon, but it's
He definitely overstepped.
He could have died there. You know, it's like
he definitely could have died.
He put in the work. He put in the work to get the dragon. You got it. You like, damn.
He knew that the eye was definitely enough of a price. It took a man's eye.
I tell you what. This comment is not lying at all. When them doors opened and they saw the king walk through, they looked at him like, "This motherfucker's still alive? Oh shit! Okay, all right, hey king." Like everybody's just
when
like,
the doors open, I said, "Oh shit! I forgot he's still alive."
You would have thought he was dead. That's how he was caring about life. You thought he was dead.
Renata and her kids.
You know it's serious. That motherfucker walked through the doors. You're like, oh, he actually got
Fuck
up.
you, Allison. I ain't here for you.
And that's why I love. I'm gonna start calling her the same thing. That's why I love Princess Riri, because she's not slick. She went to his bedside. You know, whispered some shit in that ear, letting him know, "Hey, Dad, I may need you." You know what I'm saying? If you can conjure up some strength,
you better come protect me. That was she said. You see, get your ass up and get your ass in there, save me, or I'm gonna die, bitch. Get up. Okay. That's what she said. That's what she said.
She said, "Get your old ass up and secure me. Secure my legacy.
Lift your own ass up. Get your ass to that damn room." Okay? Shit.
Joel, has this been petty enough for you?
Always is. I love Game of Thrones before. Now, House of Dragons has been great for me. There's some straight drama. I just it's some crazy. It's so much, and it's hard to like piece all of it together because it's a weird family, you know. Because it's like him and his daughter, and his brother now together, and then you have his wife and his 3 kids, and then his wife's kids from his former marriage. Who actually, it's so much weird and drama. Like I can't even explain it. It takes too long. There's not even the real father. So that's where the bitch is coming from because they obviously bastards, but you can't say shit out loud. It's no one was wrong in this real fight of it. It's just the point is the king does not give a fuck that they're his bastard, those bastard children. You know, the point is they're still in name, Laenor's kids. They're still Valerian, and they're like what Corliss said. I don't give a fuck about. They're not gonna remember my blood. I don't know. They know the name. Valerian will still live on through Jace, and so Jace will become king. The thing of the.
I want to say to your point, Joel, what I think a lot of people are forgetting is that is his actual daughter, and his daughter did have those actual boys.
Exactly.
So
those
to the king, he's like, I don't give a fuck who the guy is she slept with. I don't give a fuck. Those are my grandbabies, and you will not talk about my grandbabies.
Exactly. Those are Valerian issues. Like
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Those are still Targaryen children.
Wait, you know why he rides hard for them so much? And I'm just joking when I say this, but he riding hard for them so much because he's like, part of me didn't want them looking black, and I got that. I got what I wanted. You know there was a semblance of pride when them kids walked in and he said, "No, I meant my grandchildren. No, these are." Oh, okay, yeah. I like it, yeah. And it's like, you like what? I thought they looked like someone else, and they don't, and I'm okay with that. I accept it.
Saw the baby clutch. You did good.
We're right here. Right here.
They belong to his, and that's another thing. They were basically the real grandchildren of his the last hand he had.
Right.
You know. So who was close? He was close to. Who stepped down because of all the drama. He said, "No, my family's there's too much shit going on. I gotta step down."
Right.
But that's what I mean. There's just so much. It does. If you actually explain it word for word, what is going on, it sounds like some type of Southern hellbilly bullshit, kind of like crazy. It's just the way everything worked out is so insane, and the way that people are acting, and the fact that he basically killed himself trying to put this family together. Yeah. Getting to the table killed him, basically. You know, that's it. That's just
he pulled a soul food. He pulled a soul food. That was a soul food moment right there.
I thought he was gonna die.
I'm sick of this shit. All right, you guys come together because I'm sick of it. Okay, you don't have to like each other, but for my sake, don't kill each other. And they were just like, you know what? I think I could do that till you die. You look like you might die soon.
Is that not everybody's family reunion?
I'll tell you, walk out the room.
Yes, it's why I don't go there, Mike. Would you say,
lasted
Trevon?
all 5 minutes, bro.
They ain't even wait till he died. They wait till he walked out of the room for like 2 seconds. Oh, he out the door? All right, bitch. That's basically what happened. Like,
well,
they didn't let him down the hallway.
Those fucking kids are evil.
Yeah. By the way,
well, the boys.
For anyone who hasn't had a step parent, watching Damon is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, because Damon pulls that stepdad duty to where it's like the mom will look at you like, you can't let them talk about our kids, and he's like, not my kids. It's like, you better stand the fuck up. It's like, oh my god, fine. He stands up and he's like, fucking talk about the kids again. Oh my god. It's like, you fuck about these kids, man. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Those are his kids at the wedding, right?
Those other kids are his kids, yes. But her kids are not his kids.
The daughters are.
The girls are. That's another more weird, crazy drama.
Yes.
His stepkids now,
yes,
the ones that he's taking over, are going to marry his actual kids.
Yes. And you want to know what makes it even weirder?
So
you want to know what makes it even weirder? Those kids, that guy that he killed was of their bloodline. Killed him right in front of him.
Yep.
This is what happens if
this
you
is
get
your
out
uncle Eamon for talking shit. He's on the phone now. Keep
Stay in your lane. But no, this has been some of the greatest writing, and I just hope that it stays on par in season 2. I needed to get petty.
I hope so too.
I needed to get petty. I need drinks thrown. I need hair pulled. I need the word bitch used more. You know, more casually.
I
need more
Allison
casually.
to get beat up, some marks on her as well. Okay,
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind somebody dog walking her a little bit.
Up and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Let's put some damage on Allison. Okay?
Now, we're not advocates of violence, but
for this show, beat her ass.
In this show, Trevon, I got you. In this show, if she wants to give her a 2-piece in the side, I have no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Just square up. You know what I'm saying? Square up, tie the hair up. Square up real quick. Let's see what you got. You know what I'm saying? She's been sheltered a little bit. Let's see if you got any of that street.
I need her to shovel a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Being put together.
Yeah,
Why?
you know, if she falls off of a cliff or something into her death, you know, it happens.
That's fine.
Shit happens every day, B. You'll be all right. No, but who I really want to die is her father. That guy has to go. I mean, now.
To be honest, I feel like her kids will kill her anyway. I feel like her kids will kill her.
They may. They just might.
Yeah, those fuckers are evil.
Some nasty ass kids.
Yeah, you notice how Rhaenyra also named her newest, the dude Daemon, those kids.
Right.
One of them is there's now 2 A-guns on both sides.
Yes,
right.
there is.
She's like, hey, just in case.
I don't think they know that.
Yo, Joel, she pulled this just in case yours doesn't make it.
Yeah,
I got one right here.
Well, that's what that's what happened at the end. He thought he was talking to his daughter, and he's talking to his fucking wife.
Right.
And now she's like, "Oh, so you want Aegon to be? No, wrong grandchild. What was your name about Aegon?"
No, but he wasn't even talking about that. Like he was saying Aegon's dream of the original Aegon. Of the Aegon the Conqueror. He's talking about. I'm talking about the original Aegon. You think I'm talking about this Aegon? If there's this, it's like y'all need to have some originality in y'all names. That's where the issue.
Apparently,
comes from.
we just found out Aegon is John of that time. Just like John,
you know,
no, John Jr.
At work, there are like 4 Michaels, so we all have like different names. I just go by MJ at this point.
I'm so glad there's no other Demetriuses anywhere.
Hey man,
in my vicinity of people.
Oh, got you. Joel's like, on Earth there are. But I think we can all agree. I don't want us to go through it all, but shout out to Lord of the Rings, because how that episode ended was beautiful. You showing us the introduction to Mordor was the fucking dopest shit this show has shown all season. That was easily by far my favorite part. Oh man, I cannot wait to see how season 2 expands on that. And by the way, that show also is starting filming on season 2 soon.
Oh, is that season? I gotta. That show is just rough for me to get into, man.
It very much shoots itself the same way that the movies shot themselves, to where there's a lot of dialogue and walking.
I have a friend that prefers it over Game of Thrones.
your friend is wrong.
All right, so what we're gonna end on tonight is we're gonna end it on, guys. Stay tuned this week. Later on this week, we'll be dropping interviews by names like Jenna Ortega, Luis Guzman, Gwendolyn Christie, Ryan Potter, Brendan Thwaites, Joseph. I can't remember his last name that plays Superboy on Titans.
Joshua Orban?
Oh, it's Josh. It's not Joseph. It's really good. I didn't interview him. That's great. Also, most of the cast of Doom Patrol. Also, a nice interview. Shout out to AJ. AJ has a dope interview with James McAvoy to be dropping soon. That was very awesome. Very awesome. But in the meantime, Trevon has all of his interviews with the cast of the newest Power Rangers that debuted on Netflix last month, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Last month. What was the name of the show? What was the name of the show? Dino Fury. Power Rangers Dino Fury. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys check out those interviews now. They're up on the page. Check them out. Didge, what we got coming from the Geek Set?
Oh, we have a studio hack. We brought in comedian CP into our studio, so that episode will be coming up sometime this week, and just a general CP. Episode. The interview itself was just so funny because it was basically just talking. I think we asked maybe one or two questions, and then it was just like stories. We're talking, it was a good time.
CP, I think, is the Jadakiss of comedy, right? To where you'll never be Jay-Z, like you'll never be that mainstream, but the hood knows you, right? And to some people, that's all you need. The hood knows. The hood knows. Anything else, Didge?
Those are the two main things. Like I said, obviously, other than the episodes, and then, just continue. What about
your horror countdown?
We're on day 10. I actually posted it while we were doing this. Today was Train to Busan, which coincidentally, Mike, I saw you just did.
Look at how you passed the baton, Mike. What's been going on with you guys over there?
Yeah, so youtube.com/noviceCinephile. You can check out the chatter after. We had Jayla from The Last Scare over, and we talked Train to Busan. Fun conversation. We also have our next episode is going to be on Constantine, which is very timely. So
yes, it is. Yes,
should be a good one coming up.
Awesome.
And I won't hate on the fact that I haven't podcasted with Jayla in like 2 months, but you have in the course of like 2 weeks. But it's cool, whatever.
Well, we recorded those a long time ago.
No, I won't accept that. I just heard it. So to me, you just did it. So I won't accept that. No, but all jokes aside, thank you to Joel. Thank you to Trevon. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to Didge. This was an awesome podcast. I'm glad me and Joel had enough energy to be able to bring this episode to you guys. Because Sunday was a long day. Very long day. Saturday was extremely longer, like dumb long. Like we maybe should have made it shorter. But it's okay. When we get all you guys to come to New York Comic Con next year, you'll do all the work for us. So thank you guys for listening to an all new episode of Much Ado About Nothing. So next time, peace.
Chainsaw Man, baby.